Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Welcome into the show, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Big Win Wednesday. Thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet. We're giving away $100 worth of gas cars thanks to the friends over at the Forward Corporation. That's coming up at 10:15. Let's start out with last night, though. What ended up being a pretty terrible Tuesday here for Detroit sports. So we've got the Detroit Red Wings in what is essentially serving as a must-win game. They can't technically be eliminated until Saturday, but they're fighting for their lives against another team in that Eastern Conference wildcard race, looking to fight for that last spot in the playoffs in the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's a back-and-forth. Well, I mean, it was a back-and-forth game. Wings also went down 1-0 in the first 3 minutes of the game. It's like, okay, here we go again. They claw their way back. Dylan Larkin ends up scoring. We've got Falk with 2 scores. Ends up Wings up by 1 with a couple minutes left, and you're like, yes, here we go. It's 3-3, or it's 3-2, and all of a sudden you're feeling like, okay, Wings are going to keep their season alive. And with 16 seconds left in the game, Columbus finds a way to tie it up. And you're like, no, this genuinely cannot be real. There's no way they're about to blow this game. They go into overtime. It looks like Andrew Kopp has this 1-on-0 opportunity. All he's got to do is put it in the net. He ends up completely blowing it. They end up going into a shootout, and the Wings lose. Playoff odds down to less than 8% if you go look on Hockey Reference. Really tough scene for the Wings last night. It felt like last night when Columbus scored with 16 seconds left. That was basically the nail in the coffin that's going to be remembered as the moment the Wings season was done. It's not technically done. They could rally. There's 4 games left. Let's face it, they're not going to. That was happening on the ice. On the baseball diamond up in Minnesota, the Tigers once again just failed to put up runs on the scoreboard for Tarek Skubal. You're like, what are you talking about? They scored 2 runs. They didn't score any runs when Tarek Skubal was on the mound. That is the second time in 3 starts that man has gotten 0 supporting runs. 0 supporting runs. They score a couple late, ends up being too little too late. Riley Green's up with the game on the line, 2 outs, and I'm like, here comes a K. He's disciplined. He walks. It's like, that was fantastic. And then a couple pitches later, the game's officially over. Just kind of a terrible Tuesday night all around. Tough looks for both the Wings and the Tigers, 2 different cities that were being played in. But just, I went to bed like, man, that sucked. Last couple hours didn't feel wasted, but there was no payoff at all.
Yeah, I guess that's what you get when your basketball team in the state wins a national championship the night before. You're due for some bad karma, and unfortunately it comes with 2 of the professional teams. Yeah, I mean, the Red Wings stuff, obviously a win last night would have felt a lot better going forward. It still wouldn't have locked up anything as far as them getting into the playoffs, and they've been disappointing for quite some time now. So it wasn't like an ultimate shock. It was like the nail in the coffin, like you said. It felt like.
Yeah, we're gonna look back if they end up losing one more game. They basically have to win 4 straight games to even give themselves a chance, and even that might not be enough. And there's some tough teams coming up on the schedules. Another team in the Flyers looking for a playoff race. Got the Lightning, the Panthers. It's plausible, but this is gonna be the moment I look back at. It's like, yeah, they blew the game with 16 seconds left, couldn't get it done in overtime, lost in a shootout.
And, of course, it goes down that way.
Right.
And then based off of the game you had over the weekend where they make that wild comeback against the Wild, tie it up just to lose like super late. You know, it's the way that they've been losing the games on top of just losing in general has been just terrible.
Yeah.
It adds to that terrible Tuesday. And then the flip side for the Tigers, like, this is a team that I turned off the game last night. I truly did. I didn't see the Kevin McGonigal RBI double in the ninth inning.
I didn't say really. Even the Javi and McGonigal late push start to feel okay about it.
I had the score up on my phone. I was like, you know what? Just in case like something happens, I should probably be ready for this. I was just so frustrated. This Minnesota Twins team, who traded away all of their good players in the offseason or at the trade deadline last year. They have nobody on this team.
Other than Buxton.
And they have no fans going to their games.
$7 tickets, baby.
There was 7 people there for the last 2 games combined. You can't score any runs once again for Tarek Skubal. Yeah, I know he had that tough 5th inning. Sure, I get it. Like, Skubal probably shouldn't be giving up the 3 runs to the Twins or whatever it ended up being. You also shouldn't be getting shelled by Taj Bradley, who was given up on by the Tampa Bay Rays and traded to the Twins. Like, it's time and time again, man. This offense is, I know it's early in the season, and I get that, and it's April, blah, 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 this and that. It's an excruciating watch, this offense. Kevin McGonigal being the Tigers' best bat was something we had talked about. I think it's almost a bad thing that he's their best bat right now, right? I mean, like, because everyone else has been so below average.
Riley's under the Mendoza line right now. Riley's got a 554 OPS. Riley's gone hitless in 2 straight games, 3 of the last 4 games that they've played. Torque had a nice night last night, but prior to that, I mean, there were some real questions about what's going on here with Spencer Torkelson. I was starting to look up. This was a real thing that I did before the game started yesterday, Kyle. I looked up, when is Jose Briseño going to be healthy? Because Torque was playing so poorly like he had a nice game yesterday, but these are like real thoughts that are going through my head because this offense, it's just not good enough right now. And again, you look at like total runs, and it's not like they're way down the list in terms of the league rankings. But, man, like, is this going to be all but the same from last season where the rotation can take them as far as possible and it's a nice group of 5 guys? You've got the nice closers as well, but is the offense really going to be insufferable again? Maybe the answer is just yes, because they didn't add any external bats and there's too much of an expectation on Kevin McGonigal. Because the thing is, it also requires Riley to have an all-star type of season, Torkelson to have a 30-home run season. For McGonigal to be a big-time addition to this team, it required everyone to be as productive as they were last year. Guys like Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, guys like Javier Baez and Zach McKinstry. And odds are that's just not happening from everybody again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weird part is that Kevin McGonigal has come in and has been awesome. Right. Like, he has been one of the Tigers' best bats and has put up good numbers.
And Colt Keith is in the middle of a breakout
season. The 2 guys that we talked about, like, these might be the 2 most important guys coming into the season. The issue is they're the only good bats on the team. You know, like, Dylan Dingler's having a good season. I'm definitely, obviously, that's a stretch, me saying that. But it's mainly about Riley Green, Torkelson. Kerry Carpenter had a good weekend. He's been out of the lineup. It was nice to see him return last night. But, yeah, nonetheless, just very, very frustrating Tuesday night. That's for sure.
Terrible Tuesday, all around. Glaber, by the way, he's drawing a ton of walks. That's nice. We don't have a lot of guys on the team that do that. He's below the Mendoza line, or just about at the Mendoza line right now. Kerry Carpenter has been absent with the flu the last 2 days, came in pinch hit. He's below the Mendoza line right now. They have way too many guys that are supposed to be relied upon players below the Mendoza line, and they're one good game, one good series away from jumping above that. But, like, you just kind of pull up the stats because now we're through enough games where, like, it's not like it's completely irrelevant. You can at least have somewhat of an idea as to how the guys have started out their season, not just through 1 or 2 series. It's just like, oh, sick. All the bats that made them be a slightly above average offense last year just have been awful this year. And it's taken away from the fact that Keith and McGonigal and Dingler have been so good to start the year because the guys that are supposed to be awesome that they were relied upon last year, they're gone. They're absent right now. If they can put it all together, I think this can be interesting, but they haven't shown the ability to do that so far.
You should say the Mendoza line even more.
Why?
You should continue to say it.
I say it one too many times.
No, but it's funny because it feels like on a game-to-game basis with this Tigers team, like we changed the thing we're most concerned about. After Monday's game, it was like, man, the middle of this this bullpen.
Yeah,
like
middle relievers.
These middle relievers are just this is the biggest concern. And now we're right back to it being the offense. And I mean, it's just the fact that Tarek School's record is 1-2. That's just in itself. What are we doing right now? He's a below 500 record pitcher. Like that should never happen.
No. We thought last year was bad where he wasn't getting like 20 wins or anything and now he's just not getting wins in general.
And it is funny, like they brought this up on the broadcast last night, Jason Benetti did, and they like highlighted it for a while. How little run support Skubal has gotten since he's like been this 3-year stretch of being healthy for the Tigers and being elite.
It's really
it's very strange. And of course, most of the time when the Tigers' ace is on the mound, that likely means the other team's ace is on the mound. So yeah, I mean it makes a little bit of sense, but for him to get the run support that he has gotten in basically every start as the Tigers' ace throughout these last 3 years, it's pretty ridiculous.
989-837-6125. Pretty awful Tuesday. I want to thank the Red Wings for this when we come back. This is the Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Quick shout out to Iron Stack Technology. We know we talk about the game plan all the time on this show. The execution, that's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I would like to thank the Red Wings, honestly. Now that they're back to being a relevant franchise, the issue is it's relevancy for the exact wrong reasons you think of. They're relevant because they're in the conversation with the New York Jets. They're relevant because they're in the conversation with the Los Angeles Angels. They don't make the playoffs here, which 7% chance, 5% depending on where you look. They've got to win out, essentially. By the way, they could end up losing, being eliminated on Saturday. It's the earliest, Fan Appreciation Day at LCA. So if they do end up missing the playoffs, it's been a full decade of a playoff drought. Again, only the Angels and Jets have longer droughts in all of professional sports. All of professional sports, all 4 leagues. Only 2 teams have longer droughts than that. That's embarrassing, but I'd like to thank the Red Wings for at least, becoming a talking point again. It's better than them just sliding into the abyss 5 years, 6 years. Now they're so bad that it's a talking point. So thank you to the Red Wings for giving us topics and conversations to be had for us to complain about you as much as we're going to for the foreseeable future. This is insane, man. This was the 100-year anniversary of this team. They threw Hockey Town on the middle of center ice just to follow it up with this sort of game, this sort of, not game, but season. You got a place right across the arena called Hockey Town. That's what this place calls themselves. Stanley Town. That's the name of the Detroit Free Press thing right behind us when they won the Stanley Cup. And now, I don't even think we can call it anything. I mean, they're clearly the 3rd best team. It's not even close. All the other 3 teams are at least giving us something. Playoff hopes, aspirations, championships, banners. And then you have this joke of a franchise that's now become relevant for the completely wrong reasons. They've got a GM who's, I don't even blame this season specifically on Yzerman, but I mean, the plan clearly didn't work. I think he's a little out of touch with reality in terms of seeing what this team's flaws are. They clearly have them. He didn't want to address them ever. They've got a bunch of names on the team. DeBrincat, season or career high in points. DeBrincat's a small guy, though. What'd you do to support him, to protect him? You bring in enforcers? No, you didn't do any of that. You have Mo Seider. He's reliable. He's awesome. One of the best defensive players in all of hockey. It's not like he's some bruiser enforcer who you don't want to mess with. They don't have any of those guys on this team. I've been asking for this for years. Can we bring somebody in to this Red Wings roster that's a don't F with me guy? That's a, hey, don't fight us guy. If you want to pick beef with us, we are going to finish the job. They're bullyable. They get bullied and they don't have an answer to it. They get pushed around. They don't have an answer to it. There's too much finesse and not enough attitude. There's not enough tough guys on this team. I'm not calling the guys soft necessarily, but there's not the guys that are on the ice that you're genuinely afraid of messing with or afraid of messing with other players because that guy's coming to knock your head off. That doesn't exist on this hockey team, and it hasn't for years. That is incredibly frustrating. The names versus the players versus the production, I guess I should say. Patrick Kane, like a perfect example. Everybody knows Patrick Kane. Why would we not want Patrick Kane on the team? Maybe because there's better options, DeBrincat, love the dude. But you need to protect that guy. He scores a lot of points. You need to put big defensemen around him. And they only really have one great defenseman. Edvinson's fun too, but it's not like he's this big, giant enforcer guy. They don't have that. I don't know if this team has been poorly constructed or if there's just not enough attitude on this team. Look at the stars. Guys like Dylan Larkin, love the dude. Guys like Lucas Raymond, Mo Seider, good hockey players. Lack the alpha dog leadership. We're going to go knock somebody's teeth off. You want to know how I know that? Because they've fallen apart when they needed to win the most over the last 3 years. 3 consecutive years. There's a common denominator. These are the leaders of the team. For some reason, they can't rally the troops, give a motivational speech, get their players on the ice, and go kick ass and take names. They don't do it. That part of it's frustrating. You know how many fights they've been in since January? I looked this up last night. 6. They don't want to do it. They want it to come easy. They want to play 3-on-3. and they got into overtime last night and still didn't win. The most impressive part of the Red Wings season is the fact that Mo Seider has played 406 consecutive games to start his career, which is an NHL record. That's it. That's what the Red Wings have to hold on to right now, in addition to the fact that they've become relevant again because they're about to miss the playoffs for 10 consecutive years. Impressive to do.
It's crazy to think that that's the token of relevancy that we're giving to the Red Wings is they've become so irrelevant that they actually are relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the exercise yesterday going through all of the longest droughts in sports, playoff droughts, that is. And some of those teams that are at the top of those lists are just the scum of their leagues.
It's the Jets, it's the Angels, and it is the Red Wings. Those are your top 3 teams in terms of the droughts.
I mean, think about what we've done, what we have, not just you and I, but I'm just saying sports fans in general, people that follow sports. You know about the New York Jets. You know that they are the joke of the NFL, them and the Cleveland Browns. Everybody knows that. The Los Angeles Angels, I mean,
notoriously not able to do anything.
You want to talk about little brother to a team. I mean, we can make the Brooklyn Nets jokes and even the New York Jets jokes, the Chicago
State
White
jokes.
Sox. Sure. The Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Anaheim Angels. I mean, it does not get more 180 than that.
Mm-hmm.
So
their
fact
star
that
player got so sick of losing that he just hopped across town to hop on the better team.
And they didn't make the playoffs with Ohtani and Trout. Are you kidding me?
Trout's,
the 2 best players of our generation, maybe?
Trout's been in the playoffs once.
One game.
One game.
Like, those are the 2 teams that are in now. The Red Wings are joining them in conversation. That is ridiculous. It's one of the more sad things. And the reason why it's so sad is because you mentioned this at the beginning. Like, all of the teams in Detroit have shown that they have life within the last couple of years. I know the Lions are probably like, they have taken a step back, but we know what the Lions did a couple years ago, like going to the NFC Championship game, following it up with being the 1 seed in the NFC. Like that, okay, boom, there's the Lions. The Pistons are going to be the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. No one saw that coming this year. I don't think anybody did, and maybe they have a chance to compete for a championship. That is awesome. The Tigers have won back-to-back playoff series, or gone to the playoffs and won a series in back-to-back years. Sure, yeah, they're not up to the best start this season, but they've been a good team. Michigan just won the national championship in basketball. Like, all of these teams in the state, in the city, whatever you want to call it, have shown signs of life in recent years. And the Red Wings, who might be the most historic franchise of all of them.
Might.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right. But I'm counting, like, even if you go Michigan this and that, like, everything. Red Wings might be the number 1 thing you can be most proud of in the state of Michigan is the team that is now in conversations with the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so sad.
We're in dangerous territory. I noticed this growing up with just a horrendous Pistons team when it was 15 years of being completely irrelevant. All of a sudden, like, a lot of my peers, like, oh, I'm a Thunder fan. Why? I don't know. I just liked them. I'm a Warriors fan. Why? I like Steph Curry. They didn't have any reason to like the Pistons. There was nothing you could sell to them. The Red Wings are, like, approaching a territory like that to where if they do end up hiring a GM who hits the reset button, I would advise against that, by the way. I think there's enough talent on this team to where you just have to, like, you got to bring in some tough guys and find an identity.
Advise against the everything, like the rebuild, or advise against a GM change?
No, I'm for a GM change. I'd advise against a full blow-up because it's not like this team has no talent, right? I feel like they just lack an identity. They lack a toughness. They lack a fear factor for other teams. No one fears this team at all. It's the team that if they do squeak into the playoffs, everybody's going to want to see. They've been that for years.
Clearly nobody fears them. Look at how they've lost the last 2 games.
Right.
Right.
Nobody fears this team. I'd be working around the edges. I think there's talented players on this team. They just don't have, somebody to rally the troops and get everyone fired up and want to go play with their sticks on fire. They don't have that. But what I was just saying was, like, we've got these teams in Detroit, and then we've got the Wings who have just separated themselves in terms of not just relevancy, but even expectation. And now you've got such long stretch of being bad that now you're in danger of, like, an entire generation growing up without ever seeing Wings playoff games. That's crazy. That's insane.
That really is insane.
Especially if they hit the blow-up button, because we know more so in the NHL than any other sport, it takes a long time to get to actually rebuild it back up. It takes a long time. If someone's going to come in and do that, all of a sudden you are messing around with a 15-year playoff drought.
That's unreal.
He's just shaking his head.
Yeah.
For anyone listening on the radio, Kyle's just in there with his head down, hands in his head, just shaking it.
Man, I mean, I got to go from watching the Michigan Wolverines win a freaking national championship to whatever the hell happened last night with the Tigers and the Wings. I mean,
16 seconds.
talk about a terrible couple of days for your boys.
Just don't let them score for another 16 seconds, and we're talking about, do they have playoff life? They couldn't even do that. Andrew Kopp, how did you not score in overtime, man? 1-0 fast break. Not fast, whatever they call it in hockey. There's no one in front. It was you and the goalie. All you had to do was put the puck in the net. Nobody was there between you guys. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
That's how passionate this guy is about sports, man. He went from spanking the desk yesterday to crashing out over the Red Wings the next day.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on the Mitt. Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They present you our show today, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you got a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today. Keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's time out. Let's hit the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
What's popping?
Yep, one sec.
Brand new whip just happened.
Okay, let's get in the news. Not a lot going on in the news.
Really?
Other than, of course, our disappointing Tigers and Red Wings losses yesterday. We do have the Pistons and the Bucks in action tonight, though. That's at 7. 3 games left for the Pistons, Bucks, Hornets, Pacers. 2 teams that are on the outside looking in at the playoffs and have no chance of getting in. The Hornets might get into the playoffs. They are going to likely be playing in the play-in tournament. But, yeah, tonight, Pistons, Bucks at 7.
Not a whole lot of reason to watch the Pistons in this one. I mean, the Bucks are trying to. I don't know is Giannis gonna play? Is Giannis healthy? He's like trying to play because he wants to play with his brothers, but the Bucks don't want him to play. That situation.
I don't believe he is playing.
I mean, that's been messy all year, and it's getting messier by the day. He wants to play so he can play with his brothers to be the first trio to ever play of brothers. But the Bucks are like, well, we're not making the playoffs. Why would we want to hurt our lottery odds? And
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's not on the injury report for tonight, so maybe he is playing. Guess who's listed,
I would just
though,
be sitting everybody if I'm the Pistons.
and we can do this right now as our Covenant Healthcare injury report. Cade Cunningham, a game time decision for tonight. Not doubtful.
Is the next game the Charlotte Hornets or is the next game the Pacers?
The next game is the Charlotte Hornets one. I don't mind him coming back against like this Bucks team that's clearly given up.
Sure, but Giannis,
Give him 25
Giannis
minutes
is like,
tonight.
Giannis always just scares me in terms of like if I'm gonna draft guys in the NBA that could potentially hurt my star player, Giannis just being reckless is up there, top 5 pick.
Right.
That would be my only holdback. You know, my only pushback in playing Cade right now.
So Cade right now is at 61 games played. Let's say hypothetically he gets ruled healthy for tonight, plays the last 3 games, gets to 64.
He has to play in 20 minutes in each game too.
Right, and that's why, because technically this is his 65th game played, or it would be his 65th game played, because that game against the Wizards where he got the collapsed lung in, he only played 5 minutes in, so it didn't count. It didn't count towards his game played total. So he would have suited up and played minutes in 65 games. Maybe that'd be good enough for an appeal to get on All-NBA.
I would hope so. It almost feels like people have written him off to be first team, though. And now there's a chance.
Well, it's because he's been disqualified, yeah.
And now there's a chance Wemby isn't going to be first team. This is one of the worst rules ever made.
Ridiculous rule. We can toss that in, that Wembanyama news, because I had it in here. He did avoid major injury, just a rib contusion for him after he left their game the other night.
You think that's what I had a couple weeks ago? Last week,
a
2
rib
weeks ago?
contusion?
Yeah. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
It was weird.
You're fine now, though, right?
Fine now.
That's good. Yeah, maybe you had a rib contusion because Wembanyama's not going to be out that long. He is listed as doubtful for their game tonight, but they only have 3 games left. He's played 64 games, and in the game that he left, he played 15 minutes, not 20. If he falls 5 minutes short of making an All-NBA team, that would be the most ridiculous thing ever.
All of it's ridiculous.
It is. Luka has a chance of not making it. Like, there's just all of these different guys that might not make it now that clearly have suffered real injuries and not been able to suit up this season. So it's very unfortunate. We'll see what happens, though. But as mentioned, Pistons Bucks tonight at 7. We'll see if we see Cade Cunningham. Earlier this morning, we had not quite breaking news, but news that was finally made official. The Pirates and number 1 prospect, 19-year-old shortstop Connor Griffin, have agreed to a 9-year, $140 million deal. This had been talked about now for around a week or so. Finally made official, though, today. So Connor Griffin locked up until he's 28 years old, and the Pirates finally paid someone. So shout out to them for doing that.
What do you think Skeens is thinking right now? Good gracious, man. Why can't I get this back? I guess it's a little more difficult.
I think Skeens probably didn't want to get paid by the Pirates, right? I want to leave this city or this franchise as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, future Dodger, Paul Skeens.
I mean, it was brought up during Skeens' opening start this season how the Yankees aggressively tried to trade for him at the trade deadline last year. At one point or another, the Pirates probably will just be like, you know what? We're not going to pay him. They just do a classic Pirates thing. We have Connor Griffin, you know.
You got to at least try when he's under your contract.
Yeah, they probably will. And maybe this is like a sign that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Potential signs of life.
Do you think he's the
Pittsburgh.
biggest star? Like, I don't think he's the biggest star. You think he's the biggest pitching star we have in baseball right now? Not the best.
Yeah.
Skubal's the best. I think Skeens is the most famous, though.
I don't know, but what Skubal did all the stuff this offseason, man. He really put himself in the spotlight. Not for good reasons,
For
though.
baseball fans, I think Skubal may be more, like, a more well-known. But, like, Skeens crosses over into different
I mean, it's literally
subgroups,
just
too.
because he dates Livy Dunn, right? Like, that's the
Yes.
only reason we're even having this exercise.
We also knew about Skeens before he ever came to Major League Baseball.
Well, yeah, he was an incredibly highly touted prospect, played on one of the better college baseball teams we've ever seen,
And dated Livy Dunn.
and dated Livy Dunn at LSU, and still does. Yeah,
Shout out him.
He's probably the bigger star, sure, I guess. But he's also in Pittsburgh, so once Tarek Skubal ends up on the Dodgers, then he'll be the bigger star.
Skeens on Yankees Dodgers could end up being one of the, like, that's what Major League Baseball is probably hoping for, right?
Oh, they're of course they're hoping for that.
Or are they hoping that Skeens can pull Pittsburgh out of irrelevancy?
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what the like if we're saying what the MLB wants, aka Rob Manfred, like, do they just want do they not want these super teams anymore? Like, do they want the teams to be split up more evenly and want more parity like Adam Silver wanted in basketball?
I think we're going to find out this offseason.
We are going to find out this offseason. Weird news coming out of the NFL. Not that weird, I guess. I probably shouldn't phrase it this way, but Fernando Mendoza not going to attend
Not where I
the
thought
NFL.
you were going.
What is that? Oh, I know where you thought I was. We can do that next. Fernando Mendoza is not going to attend the NFL draft. He will be the first overall pick by the Las Vegas Raiders. He's not going to be there. He said he wants to enjoy that moment of being drafted with his family in Miami. I think this is kind of cool, right? I mean, if you feel like it's going to be more special that way, then just do it that way. I don't blame him.
It's on brand.
You just don't see a lot of guys do this that are the first overall pick.
You see this guy was already working out with the Raiders coaches.
Well, yeah, he had like an official workout for them the other day.
No. I mean, like, he's doing, like, individual, like, one of their coaches is just, like, working out with him permanently this
really?
offseason. It's just
Is
like,
that
is this
allowed?
allowed? Yeah, there's
I mean,
no
I
rule against
I don't
it.
think anyone's going to have an issue because they had the first pick, but like,
There's no rule against it. The Jets could have him in, too. Like, there's no rule against
right,
that.
he's just probably choosing to do it with them. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But what do you think?
On brand.
First overall pick, not going to the draft?
It'll be awkward for everybody else. I don't think he should care about that. It's on brand for him. He doesn't care about the spotlight at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It totally fits his personality and everything.
Which is why I'm having increasingly more belief in this guy. Not to be like hit the ground running, Jaden Daniels type of rookie, but just as someone to just put your chips all in for, in terms of like, this guy will figure it out eventually. I feel like I've got a lot of confidence that he will.
You're not going to go full Colin Coward,
Buy his jersey, one
buy
in
his
every
jersey,
room.
favorite player?
No, but I think he has the work ethic and a floor high enough in terms of like his skills, the intangibles, that he's gonna last. The Jared Goff comparison's pretty good.
Yeah, I honestly like that one too.
A little bit more athletic, obviously.
Okay, let's do this final thing in the news, and then we'll save the rest for later. The weird, bizarre NFL news that Ben, I think, was alluding to was that Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and the Athletic journalist, reporter, whatever you want to give the title to, Diana Rossini, were caught at a hotel, like, tanning, and they were both in bathing suits, clearly together, holding hands,
Hugging. Zagging on the Pats this year, fellas. No way. No way
It's a
I'm
big
all in on
story.
the Pats again.
It's a big deal, man. A head coach was someone who breaks NFL news.
Yeah, an NFL insider. There's a joke there. I'm teeing it up.
Okay, man.
This is insane, though. It really is. What is Vrabel doing? He's thought of as one of the best coaches
man.
in.
Like, what is he doing?
Married man, by the way. He's thought of as one of the best.
She's a married woman.
And she's a married woman. Thought of as one of the most locked in, best coaches in all of football. Maybe he still is, but man, you know how easy it is to tarnish your reputation by doing this stuff, and how at risk you are of just losing everything as the head coach. by putting yourself in this sort of situation.
Well, I don't think
what good can come from meeting another married woman at a hotel for any reason whatsoever? What good can come for that?
Well, maybe it was just a business
Sure.
thing, you know? Like, they're
Sure.
I think it's much worse look for her, though, correct?
100%.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's obviously bad for both of them, but, like...
Well, especially considering her past. So I didn't know this story. I guess I was a little too young to remember this. But Diana Rossini is the one who broke the news that Kirk Cousins was going to be starting over RG3. After she did this, she was immediately accused by the Washington Redskins GM at the time. His wife accused her of sleeping with her husband in order to get this news. What? I don't remember this at all.
It's unreal, man.
And now we have these photos popping
Joy
up.
Taylor 2.0.
And now we have these photos of her and Vrabel popping up. And that wife issued an apology. Oh, Rossini would never do this. I don't know. If you even get like brought up in that, or there's a thought that could be happening, something a little sleazy probably going on. You know, if you put yourself in a situation where people can even think about that.
Right.
You're probably doing something a little wrong as a journalist. Now she's getting caught at a hotel with one of the coaches in the NFL, holding hands, hugging. That's not in it. They both claim that these are innocent photos of friends. Man, you don't just meet hotels and hold their hands. Meet at hotels, hold hands, and hug and tan a man and a woman who are married to other people at a random hotel. That doesn't happen. This is insane.
Maybe that doesn't happen for you.
No, you're right. It doesn't. Could you imagine if Dan Campbell was in this situation? We'd be talking about this the entire show. If Dan Campbell was caught at a hotel
With a reporter.
with a female
journalist,
reporter. Poor Holly. No, this hasn't actually happened to Dan. I want to be clear. This is Mike Vrabel.
What is Boston radio today? Like, is it all about this? Screw Jason Tatum. We're not talking about him.
Yeah, screw the Sox. They can't win.
Yeah.
Roman Anthony.
We don't care about
Roman
that.
Anthony that. Our head coach is hooking up with an NFL reporter. Insanity. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. We've got Big Win Wednesday coming up thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet. We're really excited about our giveaway today. It's thanks to our friends over at the Forward Corporation, $100 worth of Forward convenience store cards. We talk about having the home field advantage all the time. Well, if your home or business uses propane, the company with the advantage is Forward Energy. Since 1925, they've been serving our local community with propane and fuel solutions for homes and businesses. Local people, reliable service. That's Forward Energy, part of the home team, giving away $100 worth of their gas cards at 10:15 for Big Win Wednesday.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So yesterday, two different mock drafts. Daniel Jeremiah's wasn't necessarily a mock draft, but we had two different prospects linked to the Detroit Lions. That would be Daniel Jeremiah and Peter Schrager. Neither of those guys like scouts. Neither of those guys are doing mock drafts based on their talent evaluation. Only what they're hearing. They're insiders. So I'll give you both names. You tell me which player you would like more for the Lions at 17. Caden Proctor, Alabama offensive tackle. Listed at 6'7", just this massive human being. Very high ceiling, potential disaster. He's like Bitcoin.
Potential disaster.
Potential disaster.
Man, that's tough to throw on a guy.
Of all of the first-round offensive tackles, lowest floor, but also maybe the highest ceiling. He's Bitcoin. He's crypto. You don't really know what you're getting with him. Could be various amounts of directions. And then you have Iona Vega. This, to me, is the only exception to not taking an offensive tackle. You go get one of the best players in the very draft at 17. He's just fallen that far simply because he's an interior guy. There's obviously a much higher need for the tackles. It's a more premium position. But he is such a good talent in its own that it's a guarantee this guy is inserted into the offensive line for the next 5-6 years. That's the type of prospect he's viewed as. There is no risk involved. This guy is going to be a stud. That is the only way to me that not taking an offensive tackle is okay. Plus, maybe early second round, you can trade up, go get one tackle that's slid. Which one of these do you like more? Oh, by the way, Peter Schrager's was Vega, and Daniel Jeremiah said the Lions, quote-unquote, love Caden Proctor.
Oh, that's interesting because Proctor to me was always the guy, when looking at some of these tackles, because obviously the first thing you think about when you're a Lions fan going into this year's draft is which tackle are they going to draft? Mm-hmm. You're not really thinking about anything else. And obviously everything should be up for interpretation for what the Lions are going to pick because you never really know what Brad Holmes is going to do. But they still need a starting left or right tackle, wherever you want to put Penei Sewell, blah, blah, blah. Proctor to me was always like at the bottom of that list, of the priority list, just because I would rather have the guy that's going to come in and be good right away, that maybe isn't going to be this all-pro, crazy, best tackle in the league guy by the time he's in year 6, but I don't know, in the first couple of years. It seems like we know the Lions are in a bit of a win-now movement. Mm-hmm. I mean, they want to be. There's no, true rebuild in the NFL that lasts a ton of years. The Lions aren't rebuilding. And that would be a pick that would be I guess Larry Borum probably is going to play a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, at the end of the day, it is still taking a tackle. And I understand if you want to take Vega Ione, that means, one, you probably aren't as confident in Christian Mahogany.
That's fine.
That's fine, but, is it worth not taking who are you more confident in, Christian Mahogany or Larry Borum? That's what I think it comes down to. If you draft a guard, who the hell is playing tackle all year long?
You had a chance to trade up early second round and get somebody who's fallen. I think the point is
the tackle in the second round.
I'm talking you trade into 35. You trade into pick 35 because one guy fell. I'll say this: if the Lions pride themselves on taking best player available, that's probably going to be Vega Iona if he's there, or Iona Vega. I get a mixed his first.
You
and
said
last
it right
name.
the first time.
Okay. Either way. He's probably going to be the best player available if he's there over any tackle that's there, whether it's Caden Proctor or Blake Miller or whoever. On most people's big boards, Iona's going to be higher, right? That he's just viewed as the consensus best interior guy in this draft. Todd McShay has him as the 11th best player in the draft. He has Caden Proctor and a lot of these other guards way down the list, If you want a guarantee hit, it's not that crazy to think that they might take the interior guy. I've talked myself into it if they are able to pull off, hey, Blake Miller, Caleb Lomu, these other tackles, one of them fell. They're still available the first couple picks in the second round. We're trading up and going.
That feels like a huge if.
Sure, it is. It is. I'm just wondering if Lions fans are – I think this is the only exception in not taking an offensive tackle, is if you take the best guard in the class and all of a sudden you look at your offensive line and you've got 4 guys totally locked in for the next 3 years with Cade Mays on a 3-year deal. You just got, hey, this, and I would not move Penei Sewell. I'd just be like, boom, it's Iona, it's Mays, it's Tate Ratledge, it's Penei Sewell. Those 4 guys, left tackle, most important spot, not up to par with everybody else. But you know what? These 4 guys, it's studs with Cade Mays being a maybe.
Well, and the last time that the Lions and Brad Holmes went after a project type of tackle, certainly didn't work out.
I think
it'd be different in the
Proctor's a
first
little
round.
different.
Of course he's a little different. He's going in the middle of the first round in this scenario.
He'd be polarizing, though. Very polarizing.
And I just don't think he would start week 1.
Probably not. You never know. You got to let things play out.
It's not like they have a great option in front of him, so he might. But
I will say, for as much variancy as there is with a guy like Proctor, where it could be potential disaster, it could also be the best tackle in the draft. Lions probably one of the top organizations I'd trust to turn him into, maximize his potential, right? With Sewell as a leader, with Hank Fraley in the building as well, Campbell getting the most out of just him from a personal standpoint. I feel like I would trust the Lions to tap into the potential more so than other franchises. They still have that sort of trust with me, at least.
Yeah, and they, overall have hit pretty well at the top of these drafts, under Brad Holmes. There's been some that are I don't really know yet, but there hasn't been any disaster picks made. Mm-hmm. Now, this would be a chance for one to happen, obviously, but when a positional need is as big as tackle is for the Lions, it's hard for me to say don't draft that position.
It's all fair. 989-837-6125. Tigers offense, they've gone ice cold. They can't give Tarek Skubal any run supports. It's all problematic. We'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to our Big Win Wednesday giveaway thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet in a little bit. I've got a take for you about baseball fights because we had one of those yesterday. I'm really excited about that. I think they're the best sort of fights that you can possibly imagine. It's all coming up here on the Ben Bosscher Show. Number to text in is 989-837-6125. Follow us Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We are live right now on YouTube as well. We're here until noon. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
So it's been nice to see the Tigers back in our lives. It has not been nice to see their inability to score runs. 2 of them yesterday. 2 more than I thought they were going to get. 2 more than Tarek Skubal got when he was on the mound. He goes, I mean, he doesn't have his best outing by any means, but by the time he leaves the game, the Tigers had given him no run support. Second time already in 3 different starts that has happened for the Tigers. It's such a shame that a guy like Colt Keith can be having a breakout season. He's still batting .353, 889 OPS. A guy like Kevin McGonigal can hit the ground running. He's still batting over 300 on the year. One of the best bats we have on the team. It's a guy like Dylan Dingler can all of a sudden, he's a qualified hitter as it stands right now. He's a guy with a 791 OPS, multiple home runs this season. We've had 3 guys kind of jump forward and jump off the screen in terms of, hey, these guys are like clearly better than they were last year. Yet, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, with the exception of like 2 games, Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green have all been so disappointing that the other guys jumping off the screen hasn't mattered at all, and the Tigers are sitting here 3 games below 500 now. It's infuriating, to be honest, because Keith and McGonigal and Dingler should be being celebrated right now, but instead we're frustrated that they can't score runs, and they get roped into the blame for that. When in reality, it's not really on those 3 guys. It's on the heart of the lineup from last year. Torres, Torkelson, Green, and Carpenter. They just haven't done that much with the exception of 2 games where Kerry went yard.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember in the preseason when we were doing all of our major Kevin McGonigal hype, which we were right about, by the way. Just want to continue to throw that out. We were saying, like, man, is it actually going to be – is there a world where it's a bad thing if McGonigal is the best bat on the team right away? And at the end of the day, I think we said no just because, well, if your number 1 prospect comes in and is awesome, that's just awesome. It's always going to be awesome. And yet we're sitting here right now, 2 weeks into the season, whatever it's been, and it's probably a bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, McGonigal's been great, and like you said, that's the most frustrating part is we should be sitting here like, let's go. The guy who they paid, and Colt Keith, man, that contract looks great. It's working out. He is starting to have a breakout season. Kevin McGonigal, all the hype, it was there for a reason. Dylan Dingler is building off of a tremendous season he had last year, a breakout season, and he might even break out more on top of it. And yet, that's not the story. The story is that those are the only 3 good hitters in this entire lineup, and the guys who at least, like, could you at least just be competent? Could Torkelson and Riley Green, I don't know, have a homer by now?
It'd be nice. Torkelson's 13 Ks already this season.
Riley Green drew a walk the other day. That was cool. Like, that's the most frustrating part about all of this is the breakout of those 3 guys has not been the highlight of the season. It's been the demise of the core of the lineup.
Yeah, and they have not been able, like, the fact that Green and Torkelson both have not homered yet this year and we're 10-plus games in.
Those guys are 30-plus homer guys. Are you serious?
They were, a total of 67 home runs last year, right? Like, that was the number?
67.
Yes, 67 home runs between the 2 of them last year, 36 and 31, and neither have a home run yet this season they've played 11 games now. That part of it's incredibly frustrating, and it's led to us sitting here being like, why can't the Tigers score? It's because these guys that they relied on last year are not contributing in any way. I mean, Riley's got a 262 slugging. 262 slugging because he has 3 doubles of his 8 total hits, and he's just never going to be a high on-base percentage guy. 292 in that department. By the way, Riley Green, -4 right now. All 3 of the Tigers' top guys, theoretical top guys, Carpenter, Torkelson, Riley Green, all have negative WARs. All have negative WARs, man. That's like how 11 games in, so it's not like anybody can have a crazy WAR one way or another. But come on. Come on. Of the position players, you'll never guess who leads the team in WAR.
I'll never guess?
No, you will. It's obvious.
Oh, Kevin McGonigal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, even like, I know that we've continued to talk about like some of these simple stats don't matter just as much anymore, but we had the whole rant about home runs before the weekend series, and they hit a bunch of home runs, which was nice. I think they hit 6 total in that series, which was great.
Yeah, how about just hits?
Well, yeah, I
mean, get hits?
I was going to go there, but I was just going to say, like, RBI right now. I mean, you look at the league leaders in RBI. Like, there are 17 guys with double-digit RBIs on the season. It's not a ton, but the Tigers' leader is McGonigal and Dingler with 7 apiece. 7?
7. It's not good, man. It's not
Riley
good.
Green and Torkelson have 8 combined. Like, the whole question of, like, has this core been flipped around? Who are the guys, the real main core of this team? I'm not going to write it in stone right now that it has been changed, but boy, Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson are making that question easy.
Again, I said this in the open. Yesterday, I had to actually look up, and Torkelson had a fine game yesterday, but before the game, I looked up when Jose Briseño was going to be healthy. Couldn't find anything. Because I was like, Torkelson is, like, he's just been horrendous this season. He hasn't done anything. If you're not hitting home runs, Torque, what are you doing? Why are you on the team?
When is Jose Briseño going to be healthy, by the way, if you looked it up?
I couldn't find anything.
Oh.
He's just out right now.
I think he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Dang.
Because, like, as crazy as it is to say out loud, it's like, hey, man, Torque, there's guys in the minors that are going to be gunning for your job sooner rather than later if you don't start showing us that you are a rock in this lineup. Right now you are because there's no other competition. And by the way, just throwing this out there, if we want Cole Keith in the lineup every day, he has been trained at first base.
That's where I was going.
Just saying.
And maybe it's too early to do that.
It totally is.
Yeah, not maybe, it is. But I mean, if you just take a quick peek at Spencer Torkelson's career numbers, he's kind of been this like year on, year off guy so far, right?
And they can't really afford for a year off when you're chasing a World Series when you already have a not outstanding offense.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a ton of guys that can help make up for that. It's a team that relies on their rotation and theoretically their bullpen. Can't really afford the year off with Spencer Torkelson in a all-in year,
right?
Your last year with Tarek Skubal.
Now, I do think the year that Torkelson had last year solidified himself as like, yes, he is a big leaguer. He's not like the way that it was going into the season last year was like he might not even make the roster.
Certainly.
This guy is a big leaguer, no doubt about it. But if he does continue on this trajectory of what he's done in his career, whereas 2 seasons ago he had a 669 OPS, right now he's got a 622, and he's never really been a tremendous hitter. Last year was a good year for sure.
It was the first good year.
It was good. You know, like that's the best word to describe it. It was just good. At the end of the day, those guys aren't Scott Harris guys, and he loves his guys. Kevin McGonigal's one of them. Colt Keith isn't one of them, but kind of became one since he paid him. Like
adopted. Yeah,
right. That's a good way of putting it. Like, those are the guys going forward. And if Torkelson continues to do what he's doing so far this season, it's not looking good for him as a Tiger.
Yeah. There's still 2 more kids in the womb for Scott Harris. And that's McGonigal, McGonigal.
Yeah, and one of them is popping out of the womb, by the way. One of them is being birthed.
No, he was birthed, and he came out like as a golden, glowing baby.
Not him. I'm saying like,
Clark.
I'm saying Max Clark.
Yes, he's
Max
on
Clark
fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, whoever the mother, hypothetical mother is, she's in labor right now.
9 months pregnant. Yeah, false water break. She thought the water broke. It didn't quite yet, but it's coming soon. He's on fire right now. He leads AAA or he leads all of minor league baseball in doubles right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was the Mud Hens Player of the Week last week.
He's been good, and luckily, it's not like the conversation we were just having about Torkelson of like, hey man, you got to start pulling your weight or else. Parker hasn't been that. Parker's been fine this year, so like, it's not like there's any sort of rush with Max Clark.
Yeah,
he will be here at some point.
Which
though.
I kind of had ruled out most of the offseason. I just figured Max Clark, like, they just don't. I don't really see him coming up this season. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he started right away in AAA. And then has been good in AAA. That's a level you don't hang out. You don't
get better in AAA.
You don't chill there for a whole year as a prospect.
You also just don't get better there.
That's the gray area. That's for the guys that they're kind of good enough to be in the majors, but then they get there and they're not very good. So it's like
it's a holding ground.
It is.
It's
not a spot where top prospects play a lot at.
Correct.
That Kevin McGonigal skipped the entire level.
And he was fine.
So
and Clark is different because he looked so out of place during spring. So like it's not like he's gonna be here anytime soon.
Right.
He will be here eventually though. Jose Briseño, I don't know if he would have started in AAA or AA. That is another one who's in the womb for Scott Harris, though. A guy that we've heard about for a long time. We saw him here at Dow Diamond. Dude's a tank. Dude deletes balls. Smashes them. Those are guys that are gunning for people's jobs with the Tigers.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
And I do wonder what people think about Torkelson because Pizza Man, our YouTube chat, just straight up, Torque is a bust.
Ooh.
Which, I won't say the same thing, but I certainly won't say he's wrong in the fact that, how do you feel about Torkelson this season? We did the question yesterday, how early is it to be panicked about the Tigers? And I said, well, you can't really until this weekend because you're playing two bad teams. You should take care of business. Well, they didn't take care of business on a Tarek Skubal start against the Minnesota Twins last night.
You lost the opportunity to win a series last night.
Against the Twins with Skubal starting.
It's not like St. Louis was a good team either.
You hear Skubal talking about how cold it was, too, yesterday, by the way, that Petzl piece?
That was 2 days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he was just talking about how cold it was in Minnesota in general.
Yeah, A.J. Hinch said it was the coldest he's ever been managing a game. Feel like 19 degrees.
So maybe they're just maybe that's the case right now. The issue is every other team also has to deal with it.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, Minnesota didn't have any problems with it last night.
Against the best pitcher in the world, too.
And I hear this, too, a lot of these guys are from down south, Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson, Arizona, Florida kids. It's like, man, they've been playing in the Tigers organization for way too long for that to still be a reason why they get off to slow starts. Way too long. It's not like they showed up in Detroit when they were rookies and they're like, oh, what is this, snow? No, they've been playing in the Midwest for Toledo, Erie, West Michigan. They've been playing in this minor league system forever. They know what it takes to play in the cold. I don't want to hear that anymore. 989-837-6125. How worried are you about the Tigers? Is it panic is... Are you alarmed?
You're not panicking. Yeah, I mean, there's no way you're panicking in the first week of April.
I think alarmed is the better word. Are you alarmed? Because I am. 989-837-6125. We'll do our Big Win Wednesday giveaway when we come back. Dow, proudly rooted in Midland and making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create cleaner solutions for cleaner water, safer homes, and a more sustainable future. Supporting local schools, events, and nonprofits because being a good neighbor matters. From the lab to the Little League field, Dow is invested in the places we live, work, and play. Dow that is solving with science, standing with community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, it's 10:15, which means it's time for our giveaway. Thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. You need a new place to get a car, whether it's a used car, brand new car. Garber Chevrolet in Midland. Promise you they will make the process easy. Can tell you from firsthand experience. Need something in your car fixed up? Check engine light pops on. You're like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not a handy guy. Me, myself. Brought in Garber Chevrolet. Book your appointment online. Takes 3 minutes. You're in. You're out. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. They bring you our Big Win Wednesday. Today, our Big Win Wednesday giveaway is $100 worth of Forward gas cards, thanks to friends over at the Forward Corporation. 100 bands. No, just kidding. $100 on Forward convenience store. So without further ado, the giveaway today is text in the keyword. Still thinking.
Had to run it back.
Yeah. I mean, why not just text in forward? Text in forward to 989-837-6125. What, you sound disappointed.
I had a word I thought you were going to use.
Oh. Well, I almost did Billups because I was looking at Chauncey.
That would have been
And then I was like, well, he's in jail, I'm pretty sure, so maybe not.
He's not, but sure.
He might.
I thought you were going to use banana.
Why?
Because you were planning on talking about something involving them, correct?
Oh.
I don't know. I asked you about this, and you were
hold
like,
on.
well, we'll just talk about it when we get there.
Well, I do want to put this out there before we get to that.
Okay.
So
the word is forward for the people, by the way, not to confuse you. Text in forward.
Thank you. We had a baseball fight yesterday. Jorge Soler, correct?
Jorge Soler,
Jorge Soler, he homers against
Reynaldo Lopez.
Reynaldo Lopez, thank you. Homers in his first at-bat, gets hit by a pitch in his second at-bat, and then in his third at-bat gets a ball high, right to the face, high and inside, and just loses his mind. Charges the mound. I have always said this. Baseball fights are better than hockey fights. They're better than football scuffles. There is nothing better than the benches clearing in baseball because stuff actually gets done, right? Sometimes there's some NBA more than anything. Bunch of hold me back guys. There's selective few players that actually want to fight. The Pistons have a bunch of them.
This is an interesting take.
The Pistons have a bunch of guys that actually want to fight. Most NBA guys, they want to get in your grill and then they want their teammates to come hold you back. Then as soon as they get held back, that's when they're acting all tough. It's the hold me back theory. Nobody actually wants to fight. They just want to be held back so it looks like they want to fight. Baseball, this happens a lot in baseball, but when it doesn't, when you actually get guys who are interested in fighting and the bench is clear like they did last night, beautiful. It's the best sort of fight you can possibly have in baseball. Jorge Soler, no, it was Lopez, has the ball in his hand still, and is throwing punches. Incredibly dangerous.
With the ball, yeah.
But also, dude's just they're fighting. There's no ethics involved in this. This guy's trying to protect himself because Soler's charging the mound trying to kill him. So he has it's not like he's like, well, I'm going to cheap shot him by holding the ball and knocking him out. He's protecting himself. This was a real fight we had yesterday. And I love baseball fights. You know where we'll never see baseball fights? The stupid Savannah Bananas. I hate them. I can't stand the Savannah Bananas, man. We had Loons games this week, right? I do the on-field host stuff, get to meet some incredible people. We had a contestant down there. His parents were down there as well, who told me that he's a baseball player. He plays center field. He loves it. I said, well, you want to be a baseball player when you're older? And he goes, yeah, I used to want to play for the Tigers.
Oh, don't.
And I go, what do you mean you used to want to play for the Tigers? And he goes, way more fun to play for the Savannah Bananas. Instantly breaks into a dance. Nice kid, very nice family. And the mom just started explaining to me like, yeah, I mean, the Savannah Bananas sounds way more fun. You get to do your dances. You get to have fun. And he's just doing his Savannah Banana dances. And the mom's like, it's great. Like, it's way more entertaining than Tigers. You make more money. I'm like, no, that's not true, I don't think. I didn't care to look up the Savannah Banana salary because I only would have upset myself more.
I can't assume it's more.
I only would have upset myself even more. Again, very nice family. I can't believe that's where we're at, where people would rather play for the Savannah Bananas than the Detroit Tigers. Because guess what? Ain't no fights happening with the Savannah Bananas. That'll never happen.
I mean, isn't that probably what the mother would like?
Probably. Probably. If I wanted to seek people dancing on my TV screen, I'd watch Dancing with the Stars. Guess who's never seen an episode of that in my entire life? Me. Why do I need that incorporated with my baseball? Right. I do not need my baseball
Dance
players.
With the Stars, by the way.
I do not need my baseball players doing TikTok dances in the middle of it. I can't believe that this draws as much of it as it does. Comerica Park selling out. You gotta go into a lottery to even have a chance to buy tickets for these guys to see the Savannah Bananas. I can't believe it, man. What are we doing?
I am with you in my disliking for the Savannah Bananas.
It's mockery.
It's just not for me. It's clearly for people that like baseball is not their favorite part of it all. It's just entertainment. It's all for entertainment, which for guys like you and I and for probably everyone that's listening to this show, baseball in itself is entertaining enough. It gets that fix for us, right? Just the idea of sport in general is already entertaining for us. Savannah Bananas is just, it's ridiculous. I will say, I will give it a couple of positives. I think some of the funky stuff is kind of cool. The whole, like, the guy, if a fan catches the foul ball, the batter's out. It reminds me of stuff like the UFL does, where they just do these spunky rules just to see, like, how it would work. That stuff I think is kind of funny. Like, that's the coolest part about it to me, rather than the dancing and I just fielded a ground ball. Let me do a double backflip before I throw it to first. That stuff, to me, I just don't really understand that much. Mm-hmm. But I will say,
if it's in your job description that you have to learn how to do TikTok
you have to be a
dances
gymnast
in the game, I'm out. You got batters. Oh, there's strike two. Let me just step out of the box and do a little turnaround dance. Get out of here. I hate them. I hate them. It is a mockery of the sport of baseball. It makes a joke of the sport of baseball.
Is it worse than the Harlem Globetrotters?
It's equivalent. But obviously, they have way bigger platform than the Harlem Globetrotters ever did. Also, Harlem Globetrotters in 2026, like that's not a thing.
Well, I'm saying like peak Harlem Globetrotters. When we were kids, man, the Harlem Globetrotters, they were everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I never was interested in them, I guess. I didn't hate them. I never had any interest in them. Why would I watch the Harlem Globetrotters when I can turn on LeBron James? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, why would I turn on the Savannah Bananas when I can watch Shohei Ohtani?
Because they do TikTok dances.
When I can watch Kevin McGonigal.
But apparently we're losing the kids, man. We got to do something about this, Rob Manfred. We got to get these kids back into baseball, real baseball.
Is that his fault? That these kids
we got to do something about the bananas, man.
I think there's a difference between being TikTok brained and liking the Savannah Bananas. That is a whole nother thing.
Same crowd.
Is it?
Yeah.
We're all TikTok brained. All of us. Reels brain, whatever you want to call it. We don't like the Savannah Bananas. I think that's just like a young kid thing. There's no way people over the age of like 12 enjoy that. Unless you are a parent with kids and you just happen to enjoy it because your kid enjoys it.
I'll tell you what, man. Again, nothing against that family I'm at. They are great people. If I ever came home and my kid was, oh, look at the Savannah Bananas, turn that off immediately. You are never watching the Savannah Bananas will be banned in my house.
If they're still around by the time you have kids, I mean, that's just a shame.
I can't believe it, dude. There's like a whole lottery to get tickets to this stuff.
Whoever created it, though, I mean, like
Genius.
But
also,
man. People love that stuff.
Making a foolery of the sport of baseball.
The Minnesota Twins would die to have a crowd as good as the Savannah Bananas had. I do want to go.
You're 100% right.
Back to your original point about the fights, though. I actually think baseball has the most hold me back guys.
You might be right.
Because now I will say
when they actually
fight.
Oh,
yes, like
so
there is actually real scrapping going on.
Yesterday was a legitimate, I'm trying to hurt the other person in front of me. We're not doing this for show. We are hurting each other.
It is usually a one-on-one or a max of a 2v2 going on in the fight, and then there are just 40 guys also on the field doing nothing. Which, I mean, if there was a big-time 40v4, like a 25v25 fight going on, that's not a good thing. That would be really bad for the sport, of course. But like the best part about a baseball fight is the dudes from the bullpen show up after the fight's over. I mean, they come running from the outfield and they're like, "We're coming, don't worry." And then they show up and everybody's like, "What are you guys doing? Like the fight's over."
Yeah.
Like, it's already been cooled down.
Did you see the manager yesterday had like perfect linebacker for him taking down the opposing pitcher? He looked like Luke Kuechly. Jack Campbell, just perfect for him, took down the pitcher.
So good.
Real fights. You know where that would never happen? The staged Savannah Banana games. Oh, let's just have fun. This is competent. You know what's fun? Winning, holding trophies, not doing TikTok dances between at-bats. I couldn't believe it. Anyway,
yeah. I think
that's my rant.
I do think my dream would be to be the guy in the bullpen when a fight goes down.
Oh, you're the
to round
first
up
one there.
Let's go, come on! Like just the sprinting out through all of center field. That sounds so much fun.
And I'm pretty sure they have like a designated open the gates guy at most stadiums.
Being the open the gates guy.
Yeah, he's basically the hold me back guy.
That's the yeah. Like they just let him right through.
Open the door! Open the door! Open the door!
Hold me back, bro.
And then as soon as the door opens, would you be in a dead sprint, like risk
of
pulling
course.
your hamstring?
You are in a dead sprint. It's the most.
What if you cut off the other team's bullpen?
It's the most cardio any of those bullpen guys get all year.
Yeah.
Is the sprint from the outfield to the infield.
If I was in one of the bullpens, I'm like meeting the other bullpen at center field. Like you're not even getting to where the fight is happening. I'm taking
the
you guys
bullpens
out.
are fighting each other.
Yes.
Yeah. Before they even get there, it creates a separate fight. That could be the new meta right there.
I just couldn't believe the baseball in the hand throwing punches yesterday. But it goes to show, like, this is not for show. This is me trying to protect myself.
Gary, with a really good question. Would the bench player sprint to the bullpen if there was a bullpen fight?
But the bullpens are never connected.
Yeah, they would never be connected. Yeah. Interesting hypothetical, though.
You'd have to, right? What if it was just like, how would they even like know that the fight is going on?
I don't know. They'd have to have a camera on it. It would be. I don't know how that would go down. But I think they would if they knew about it, though. Yes.
Yeah. Great stuff
All right,
yesterday.
Ben
I
hates
loved
the
it.
Savannah Bananas. That's what we just
I hate
learned,
him.
folks.
Hate him so much. 989-837-6125. Congratulations to our guy Pizza Man in the YouTube chat. He texted in separately to 989-837-6125. He is our winner for Big Win Wednesday. Congratulations, my friends. You get a $100 gas card thanks to the Forward Corporation and thanks to Garber Chevrolet. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. We need to talk a little bit of football. We are going to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, so like I alluded to when we were talking about that Lions mock draft earlier.
Oh.
What?
I was hoping we were going to break down more of the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini's debacle.
I mean, we can do that if you want
No,
to.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I feel like we tackled that pretty good.
Yep.
I don't know what kind of show we'd be doing right now if there was pictures of Dan Campbell and Diana Rossini.
He would never do that, man.
No.
Family man.
Hey, say what you want
Good
about Dan
guy.
Campbell going for it on fourth down. Family man. Would
Family
never
man.
do anything like. Would never be
Great guy.
at a hotel with a woman.
That's not
Period.
named Holly Campbell.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
No other.
He'd be getting Starbucks at 5 a.m. You think he would go do some stuff like that? Come
Absolutely
on.
not.
Come on.
At least we got a good man, a stand-up man as our head coach. So Peter Schrager does NFL mock drafts, but he's not a scout. He doesn't. That's not his thing. His thing is getting information, insider information. His thing is talking to GM. See, so he has a mock draft, and I think it's really interesting because it doesn't necessarily reflect what Vegas is telling us. Now, not to say Peter Schrager's always right 100% of the time. But I do think that this is interesting because there's a couple things to note. He does not have the Vegas Raiders taking no, I'm just kidding. Mendoza's going to the Raiders. This is where it gets fun, though. So I think for the most part, we've all considered the draft starts at pick 3. What does Arizona do? What if it actually starts a little bit earlier than that? We've seen Arvell Reese be mocked to the Jets time and time again. He's got David Bailey going there. And I do wonder if there is a zag coming because we see this with 2 weeks left in the draft every week or every year. About 2 weeks are left in the draft, and all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, this team, they could surprise people with that second pick.
They told us Will Levis was going second a couple years ago, man.
I don't know if I see it with Arvell Reese. He's this high upside guy who has just...
What position is he? I think that's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What position is he? The last guy we said is the next Micah Parsons, an off-ball linebacker in college who showed some flashes at edge rusher and being able to get the quarterback on the edge, was Abdul Carter. And he wasn't like... It's not like he blew everyone away last year.
He's not a bust, though, either.
No, I'm not saying he
Yeah.
is. I wonder if the Jets and Aaron Glenn go high floor guy, though, with just as high of a ceiling, and go David Bailey, and that's who Peter Schrager has them taking.
I mean, he is an edge rusher. You know, that's the biggest thing with him. You know what position he's going to be playing. If that's the spot that you think you want to address the most, there's no question marks about it.
David Bailey, right now, you can get it plus 220 to go number 2. I think that might be worth it.
And if he doesn't, then you could blame Peter Schrager.
Or us.
Or us.
Draft really starts at 3, though. What does Arizona do? Do they take a tackle? If they do, who is it going to be? Do they take an edge rusher? If they do, who's going to be there? Your hands up.
I have a question.
Sure.
Have we considered that the Cardinals would take Jeremiah Love? Has that ever been tossed out? I mean, Trey Benson, who they took in the second round a couple years ago, has just clearly not worked out to be like their next running back. Did James Conner re-sign with Arizona? I don't even know if he's on the team.
He's on the team, but I think he's hurt.
I don't know. I just think maybe that's the route that Arizona goes. Hasn't really been considered.
Hasn't really been considered.
If everybody talks
They
about
don't
Love
really
like
have
he
the
is the
quarterback.
best player in the draft, like,
And then you have
don't
him
know.
and Marv, but no quarterback, really.
right, but they're not. It's not like they're taking a quarterback.
I don't think they're in a good enough position to take a running back right now.
It seems like a premium position to draft that early, yeah.
A non-premium position.
Well, yeah,
to
but
draft
like
that
a
early.
luxury type of pick.
Yeah. I don't think they're there quite yet.
Yeah.
They have Peter Schrager has them taking Arvell Reese. Vegas has David Bailey as the most likely pick there. So for the Lions' perspective, if we can get 2 edge rushers
Ooh.
off the board That saves the tackles for pick 17. This is what you should be rooting for. Mendoza
Totally.
1, and then in whatever order, David Bailey, Arvell Reese 2 and 3. You want Arizona to take an edge rusher, assuming every Lions fan wants an offensive tackle. I get there's some guys out there that want an edge. That's to
one
me
of
way
those
more
guys
important.
isn't falling, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Number 4, here's the guy. Jeremiah Love goes to Tennessee. This is what I said a couple days ago when we did a mock draft. I really wouldn't be surprised if we're getting closer and closer to taking a running back as far as Saquon did. I don't know if it'll ever go number 2, but that Gibbs and Bijan Robinson draft, you get these high picks, 8 and 12, I think it was. Then you have last year Genty going 6. Now Jeremiah Love potentially going 4. I think it's awesome. Just put less pressure on Cam Ward to have to carry that franchise when they're lacking a little bit of talent. They don't have a elite receiver for the guy. Calvin Ridley's the number 1 receiver there,
man.
But this is too early
This
to
helps,
take any.
I guess.
Maybe you trade back and take Cardinal Tate. That's in my mind the consensus number 1 receiver. Everybody else is like kind of in the mix, but he's levitating above everybody else right now. Why not just go get not a guarantee, but like a high-end skill player to lean on in Jeremiah Love if you're the Titans?
I feel like it has to be either running back or receiver. Like it needs to be a skill position added to this group because it's probably the worst collection of skill positions in the entire NFL.
He's the favorite betting-wise, too.
Yeah, I mean, I would be cool with this. I'm going to have Jeremiah Love in a dynasty league or 2. I think this would be a good spot for him to go.
The New York Giants, Vegas, Peter Schrager disagree here. They have Schrager has them taking Francis Maui Noah. I believe update. I think it's Maui Noah, not Maui Goa.
Okay.
They have him taking Francis Maui Noah. Offensive line for the Giants is mostly fine, though, isn't it? It's not like they were really lacking offensive tackles last year.
Mostly fine. I mean, they certainly, I wouldn't say it's a spot they should ignore.
Vegas has them taking Sonny Styles at number 5.
That's what I had in our mock draft the other day. It seems crazy to do. Might have been, I mean, clearly was one of the best players in college football last year. Plays a position that is a question mark to take this early. Now Ben has his hand up, yes?
I'm getting Isaiah Simmons flashbacks with him.
Really? You think so?
If you play multiple positions, what does that really mean? Like we said, the exact same worry we have with Arvell Reese. What position is he? I think it's similar with here, where he's a linebacker, but he got recruited to play safety, and it's like, oh, he's this giant safety who's fast and can also play linebacker. Is he big enough to play linebacker? I'm getting Isaiah Simmons flashbacks. Yes, you.
Counter. The same guy who drafted and coached Kyle Hamilton is now the Giants coach.
He's a special teams guy, though. It's not like he's a defensive.
But Kyle Hamilton was a guy that, like, he went 14th in the draft. How did he fall that far? That guy should have never went 14th, you know? Like, so.
But he also plays safety.
But the reason he did was because no one knew what he was. No one knew what the situation was for Kyle Hamilton. If we're having those same questions about Sonny Styles, if you think he's a good player, you draft him.
But there was, like, Kyle Hamilton was always a secondary player, right? It seems like Sonny Styles is I don't know. We'll see.
He was his own position. I don't even know what Kyle Hamilton was, especially at Notre Dame.
Cleveland Browns first in this mock draft, second tackle off the board, Spencer Fanu. Not good news for the Lions.
Draft a quarterback.
Vegas has Carnell Tate as the favorite, the wide receiver.
I mean, the Browns need a receiver too, man.
They need everything.
They do need everything. It's a good point.
Schrags,
Who's the Browns quarterback next year? Week 1.
Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. It's one of those two.
Ugh.
It's not anybody else.
Wait, where did Flacco go? Did he go back to the Browns? No, he went back to the Bengals. That's what it was. Yeah.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, Bengals. Schrags has Sonny Styles going to Washington. Vegas doesn't have anything beyond the 6th pick. He's got Reuben Bain going to the Saints. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State receiver, going to the Chiefs.
Chiefs drafting a receiver. Interesting.
And Mansour Delane going 10th to the Bengals.
Chiefs receiver. I haven't really thought about that.
I'd be shocked if they passed on Mansour Delane. It's like considered the best corner in the draft.
Yep.
And you just traded away.
Traded McDuffie. May
as well do that.
Would make sense.
By the way, when the Lions do draft in this, we talked about it earlier. He has them taking Vega Iona at 17. The tackles that are still on the board are Monroe Freeling and Blake Miller. And Caden Proctor.
Yeah, I mean, you have
And Caleb Lomu.
If you have your options there, then
You probably
you're
just go
taking
with
a
Freeling.
tackle. Yeah,
Do you have a favorite
yeah.
tackle yet? Because mine's Freeling.
I don't.
In terms of the guys who are going to be there.
Right.
Maui
yeah.
Noah won't be there.
Maui Noah, he would know he won't be there.
Yeah. All right. 989-837-6125. That's our trip around the league. As always, presented by Aird Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether it's life, home, auto, physical insurance. It's all available with the Aird Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on on 100.9 The Myth.
Do people care about the draft for the Lions as much as they have in years past? Because I feel like maybe we're still far enough removed from it to where people aren't as invested. But I don't know. You look at the calendar and we're 16 days away from it at this point. Are people just not tuned in? Because I feel like there's not a lot of Lions-specific hype with this year's draft. Really, with the draft in general this year, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of buzz or getting enough attention as it normally does at this point with 2.5 weeks left.
Well, I think that's the case just because this draft is being widely viewed as not an extremely talented draft, right?
Or is it just, hey, like offensive line, it's not flashy, so the Lions, if you're a Lions person, it's just like, I guess I'll wait and see which linemen they're going to draft?
Yeah, like
is that part of it?
Is it even worth getting into the nitty-gritty when it's just they're just going to take an offensive lineman?
That's what you think until Brian Holmes out here drafting another linebacker in the first round.
Drafting a running back, yeah, and then it's just
trades up for Sonny Styles.
No, I mean, I think that's the reason why. This is the highest the Lions have picked in a couple of years. You would think there'd be a little bit of extra hype. The issue is they're just taking a tackle or an offensive lineman in general.
I freak out if they take an edge rusher.
That's not extremely exciting as a fan, right? Isn't that fair?
Yeah, that is completely fair.
What's the point in being all oh, I wanted this tackle instead of that one? I think that people are just kind of cool with them just taking one.
I look, I've got opinions on the different tackles, but I think me doing I think they should have taken this tackle segment the day after the draft, people would probably be like, cool, this guy's insane.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I will say, I will have a freak out show if they take an edge rusher in the first round and just to completely ignore offensive line.
You'll freak out?
Yeah. 100%.
Who else is playing edge? I thought you were kind of in on this.
I'm in on them taking an edge rusher at some point because they're going to need some help. But in the first round, that would be insanity to me when there's a glaring hole at both left guard, a glaring hole at left tackle, question marks at left guard. And you've got a chance to upgrade your offensive line, which clearly took a huge hit last year. I would have a freak-out show if they took anything but offensive line in the first round. That's the situation. They backed themselves into a corner. It's not my fault. It's their fault.
It's a good point. It's not your fault.
It's not my fault at all.
Yeah.
This is the first time that the Lions have been backed into a corner like this. Right? Maybe there's the Terrion draft exception where you kind of felt like they were going to take tackle or they were going to take a corner no matter what.
Yeah, but that
was also the year after he just went nuts and did linebacker and running back in the first round.
And they were also backed into a corner in a good way, whereas they were so good at every position that corner was the only one they needed a starter in, basically. Whereas this time it's they need starters in multiple positions, but they desperately need someone on the offensive line.
Yeah.
They have no other option than taking an offensive lineman.
Right.
So
unless you want to rock and roll with Larry Borum.
It's definitely different than the Arnold season, yeah.
I wonder when Lions fans, if at all, are going to become incredibly invested in this. Is it the week of the draft? Is it the day of the draft? Is it? I'll wait and see until after the pick is in, and then I'll get into who it is.
That's a good question because I think this is the time where draft stuff really starts to pick up now that March Madness is concluded, especially with Michigan, of course, winning the national championship. People probably weren't super dialed in on their offensive line tape during that time. So now that March Madness is over, I would assume that this is where the draft stuff starts to pick up for fans. But the week of the draft is always – that's when it obviously really starts for a lot of people.
Got a text that says, I think Detroit fans are tuned out and turned off of drafts because every year – you have to be let down. I don't think the Lions fans have been let down in the draft all that often in recent years. Not on draft day.
Sure, but I do think
that... Well, I guess the ironic part is the biggest letdown on draft day was, without a doubt, the Gibbs and Campbell year.
Oh, as far as being let down when it went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were ready to freak out that day.
I speak for yourself. I knew those guys were all pro players.
Right. What was your natural... I didn't know you all that well during that time.
I've just always been anti-freaking out over a draft pick. It's just something that I find it so bizarre to write in stone.
You know what we do for a living,
that you think
right?
This is a bad draft pick the second it happens. I've always thought that is one of the weirdest things that you could ever do. Before watching a guy even suit up for a team, just being like, what a terrible pick. I think that's the weirdest thing you could ever do.
So
That's how I have always
in,
felt.
in 2023, they take a running back at 12, and you were like, "Oh, let's go." They took a linebacker at 18, and you were like, "Let's go."
No, I wasn't let's go, but I certainly wasn't like, this is a dumb pick. What are they doing? What a stupid decision.
All right.
Like
I
everyone
think you're
else was
lying.
saying.
I think you're lying.
I'm not.
It's okay.
Not lying.
No, I think I've gotten to the point where, there's a couple guys. I'm gonna open up the book to. There's gonna be 5 or so players, and I'm perfectly fine with. And if it's any one of those 5 guys, I'll be happy. I think Blake
Like the
Miller.
restaurant.
Sure, like the restaurant. No free ads though. Blake Miller's in that conversation. I think Vega Iona's in that conversation. Monroe Freeling's in that conversation. If one of the Utah guys falls, they're in that conversation as well. And Caden Proctor I'll throw in there too. So there's your 5 guys. If any one of
You'd
those
hope
guys
one of them is there, yeah.
ends up being a Lion, I think I'm going to be somewhat content with it. The problem is, if I'm going to constrict myself to those 5 guys, if it's anything outside of that, that's when I am going to be incredibly frustrated. Maybe I won't freak out, but
You will,
I think
though.
it's fair for me to say, hey, here's 5 players.
Yeah.
Take one of them, please.
But you don't do that every year. I think that's just,
It's because they backed themselves into a
that's
corner.
a this year thing.
Correct.
Like last year when Tyleek Williams went in the first round, I'm not sure many Lions fans, had him on their board.
No, because also when you're taking 29, it's just so unpredictable and who's going to
sure.
be there at that point. Yeah. All right, 989-837-6125. Just a terrible Tuesday in general last night with the Wings and the Tigers both just letting us down at the same time. Dual TVs going, and then all of a sudden it's Wings completely blow their season. Tigers struggle to score runs. Just not a great Tuesday in general. Wednesday, we're bouncing back, though. Don't worry. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Don't go anywhere. 11 o'clock hour on the way. Once again, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet for making Big Win Wednesday possible every Wednesday. Just so you guys know, we gave away the gas card this week. Next week, well, I'll tell you what we're giving away by the time the show is done. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building.
The Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Not a fun Tuesday night. The Wings specifically. I mean, what is that, man? Your season's on the line. Everyone's aware of it. You can't really afford to lose another game. It's not a must-win. Like, they weren't eliminated from the playoffs, but it was in a lot of ways a must-win to give themselves a logistical chance to make the playoffs, a realistic chance. And now they're down to 7%, 5% chance, depending on where you look. They had a lead with 16 seconds left and completely blew it. You had to hold a lead for 16 more seconds, and you would have been in a position to where you could have made the playoffs. Like a legitimate, hey, you've got a chance here. Just win 2 of your next 3, and you're going to have a chance. And they didn't do it. They give up a goal. They go into overtime. Andrew Copp has a perfect opportunity to score. Nobody in front of him and the goalie, between him and the goalie. And he can't get it in the net. They go into their shootout, and they fall short. They fall short. Their playoff odds have plummeted. And all of a sudden, they've become relevant for the wrong reasons, right? It's not like the Wings have become an irrelevant franchise, because right now I'd say they're more irrelevant. They're more relevant than they've been any of the last 10 years. You know? We're going on year 10 of them missing the playoffs. So you're relevant, but it's for the wrong reasons. You're relevant, but it's for the same reason that the Jets are. They're a laughingstock. Everybody knows they have no idea what they're doing. You're irrelevant for the same reason that the Angels are. You're a joke. You're the little brother of the Dodgers. It's not like the Wings are anybody's little brother, but in the same way that the Angels are like, man, how do you have the 2 best players in the sport and still can't make the playoffs? The Wings, how do you call yourself Hockey Town and have Hockey Town on the center ice and still can't make the playoffs? What is this thing? Like, what are we doing here? And again, I wouldn't advise a new GM to come in, because I think we can all agree a new GM is on the way. I wouldn't advise them to come and blow this entire thing up, because you have talented players on the team. Right? You've got a gold medalist in Dylan Larkin. You've got Lucas Raymond, an Olympian. You've got someone who's one of the best defensive players in the National Hockey League in Mo Seider. Like, I don't want to get rid of those guys. The issue is, I don't think any one of those guys are big-time leaders. I don't think any of those guys are rallying the troops, demanding that we are not losing. I think they just go out there and play hockey, and it's fine to have some of those guys. Not everyone has to be the rah-rah, let's get the sticks on fire and go knock someone's head off. But you need some guys on that team, because for 3 consecutive years, they've been in a position to make the playoffs, and then teams bully their way into the playoffs, and the Wings have no response. They've been in 6 fights since January, guys. They don't like doing it. That's not their identity. And quite frankly, this team has lacked an identity for 3 consecutive seasons when they have contended as a borderline bubble team. They don't have an identity. They're not tough. And I don't mean to say they're all soft players. They just don't have any enforcers that you don't want to mess with. They don't have anybody like that on their team. When you have Alex DeBrincat on your team, a very undersized player, skilled nonetheless, career high in points this year, needs to be noted. When you have that guy on your team, you need to make up for it with just huge defensemen who just want to destroy people. That way you protect DeBrincat and you protect your line when he's out there, because he's just going to be smaller. All of a sudden, the Red Wings are smaller than most teams. They don't have guys that are willing to, go rough people up. They don't have any of that. They are not tough in that aspect. It feels a little harsh, but at the same time, 10 years you haven't made the playoffs, man. It's not, once again, not my fault. We're in a very frustrating phase with this team. They've become relevant again, but it's for the completely wrong reasons and what you would want.
And the craziest part is they've gone through an entire coaching change in this mix, too. Like that we thought at least, was going to get them out of this. Mm-hmm. Didn't we crown Todd McClellan as the coach of the year at the Middies last year?
We did. Turnaround. I mean, they had a turnaround.
What a terrible award.
Yeah. History's not going to look kindly on the voters.
It's like when Macklemore won the best album or whatever that one year.
Yeah, he won over To Pimp a Butterfly, I think.
And just a couple other really big ones, too. Yeah.
Or over Damn.
Cardi B won over Astro World the one year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like stuff like that. I mean, what a terrible award given out. They went through that coaching change, and it felt like they had taken themselves out of the bottoms of the NHL to trying to return to the playoffs. And, of course, now they just blow a ton of these games. They blow it at the end of the season as well for back-to-back years, which is very frustrating under the same head coach. So I don't know if a head coaching change also needs to be made. It's just there's so many things that need to be switched up about this team that I do think a full rebuild might have to be the move. Mm-hmm. It might have to be. I mean,
it would be so frustrating.
Sure, like your case of like, yeah, they have a ton of good players. They have this guy. They just don't have a leader. They clearly don't have good enough players.
No, you're right. You're right about that. They're not good enough right now.
And they tried trading away a first-round pick to get a guy that could help. That didn't work.
I mean, he
so
scored
what are you going to do?
yesterday.
Go more all in? I think they do need to blow it up.
The issue with blowing it up is rebuilds in the NHL take longer than any other sport, with maybe baseball being the exception.
They're in the middle of a 10-year one.
Right. If you really blow this thing up and trade away Larkin and trade away DeBrincat, and those, I mean, you're probably trading away those guys before you're trading away Mo Seider and Lucas Raymond, obviously.
You're hopefully keeping those two guys.
The issue is all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel of another 3 years not making the playoffs because, man, it doesn't happen quickly.
Is the goal to make the playoffs for the team that
it's
is
a nice
Hockey
start.
Town?
It's a nice start
the team
considering that
that
they
is
haven't
Stanley
made one
Town.
in 10 years.
Sure, it is. But, like, we're not going to sit here and celebrate when they break the playoff drought to lose in the first round and then not go to the playoffs the following year.
Yeah,
This isn't a Blake Griffin Detroit Pistons thing. Let's just break the playoff streak just so we can say that we did. Like,
you got to do it the right way. That's what you're saying, right?
Correct.
Don't just do it just to end that streak. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a nice floor. You know,
sure,
make the playoffs.
It's something
it's not
that would be
crazy
nice,
of an ask. My only hesitancy with blowing it up is you're at risk of, like, we're at 10 years right now. If they miss the playoffs, it's the third longest in pro sports, only behind the Jets and the Angels. If you blow this thing up, you're staring down the barrel of a 13, 14-year playoff drought, and then you're at risk of, like,
by then the Jets have made the playoffs.
Sure, that and like
an
entire generation of hockey fans that live in Michigan just like grew up not really caring about the Wings. That's a real, because we saw that happen with the Pistons. We have a lot of people our age that, you know, maybe you can speak differently for your friend group growing up, but I had a lot of fans that didn't care about the Pistons. They were Thunder fans, they were Warriors fans, they were Lakers fans, because the Pistons gave them no reason to be fans.
No, a couple of I only have like one or two of my really close friends growing up with that are Pistons fans. The rest of them just like don't really care that much.
And it's crazy too,
big
because
Lions
you can't
fans,
even blame
big
them.
everything else. Yeah,
Can't even blame them. They give you no. What? You're not a fan of Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond? Like, no, it took real sickos to really like
you don't
that
like
team.
Greg Monroe?
Exactly. You're at real risk of that kind of stuff happening and losing out an entire generation of hockey fans in a place you called Hockey Town. That's the worst case scenario, right? That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it is. But like, also, I understand like your logic of that. It's the risk of rebuilding. Well, there's also the risk of not rebuilding and still not making the playoffs, which is AKA what is currently happening.
I just think they need someone new in charge to see this thing differently and see this team for as flawed as they are. To go seek a guy. Like, that's the number one thing I feel like this team needs. Yes, it's a lack of talent, because if they had enough talent, they'd be in the playoffs. But, like, you look at the names and names versus production, you got to weigh those things. But between DeBrincat and Larkin and Raymond and Mo Seider, and you can even throw Kane in there, even though maybe Kane's not overrated, but not what they need. You know, it's a nice, he can still contribute to a team in a winning way, but maybe not exactly what the Red Wings need right now. You can't trade him because he's on a 1-year deal anyway. But I almost wonder if you bring in a GM to just kind of see, man, we need some ferociousness. We need some feistiness on this team. We need a guy on here who's going to change what the locker room is like, you know? Because it feels like they are missing some,
just
like,
a real captain
out.
even.
Oh.
Well, that's what Andrew in the YouTube chat says. I'd keep McClellan. The Red Wings have been doing this for years, falling short at the end of the season for whatever coach it is. Larkin is not a true captain.
See, you got to be careful the way we talk about the Michigander and the gold medalist, but that's I had never thought about it like that. That's not a bad take, though. It's really not. At some point, you got to, like, he's right. It's been two different head coaches
a team that
they've fallen
chokes
short
at the end
about.
of the year every season too. Like
Larkin's, you're right. Maybe we should be going at Larkin a little bit, not because we don't think he's talented enough to lead a team, but because, like, he scored yesterday, he had an assist yesterday. He's helping out on the ice, but he's not rallying the troops. He's not demanding more out of his guys. That's just as much a part of it. I think, who said that in the YouTube? That's a good point.
Andrew.
It's solid. Okay, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9. The Mitts 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Yiter Insurance Group will be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding.
All right, let's jump back into it. I have this weird thing. I say all right when we come back from every segment. I'm trying not to do it, and then it happens sometimes. You know, you can't help it. But anyway, the Tigers last night, Tarek Skubal 0 run support, you look at the final box score, and it's like, wait, they scored 2 runs. Yeah, that was late. It was after Skubal had already come out. Skubal did not have his best game either. He went 4 innings and looks really nice, and then basically it blew up in his face after that. Those 9 strikeouts as our lock of the day looked good for a while, and then
he was off to such a good start too.
I know. Things fell apart pretty quickly, but it's almost hard to put the magnifying glass under Tarek Skubal when their offense can't score any runs when he's out on the mound. That's the second time this year that the offense has not scored a single run. He started 3 games, and 2 of the 3 games, not a single run has been put up on the scoreboard while Tarek Skubal is still pitching. What gives, man? It's such a shame that Dingler's having a breakout year, even more so than he had already. He was 7 for 7 on ABS stuff until yesterday.
I know, and then you reminded our nice Tigers group chat that we have, and basically the second you said that, he got one wrong.
No, I said that after he got it wrong.
Oh, I thought you said it before.
No,
are you sure? I think you said it before.
Positive. I said Dingler.
No, okay, no. You actually know what it was.
I posted it on Facebook.
I saw it, I saw it on Facebook like as soon as he got it wrong.
Yeah. I posted.
That's what it was.
I posted on the Mitts Facebook of Dingler's the only guy in the league that's 100% success rate on the ABS challenges with at least 6 attempts.
Best catcher in the league.
Like
Cal Raleigh hit his first home run like yesterday. I mean, you kidding me?
But as much as we joke about it, it's like we have our Tigers bias. Like Dingler was kind of building off of last year where he was a Gold Glover and had a 278 batting average. Granted, I don't think he ended up being a qualified hitter at all. But he was truly hey, early signs this season. What were some huge positive takeaways? I don't think it would have been crazy for me to say I think Dylan Dingler could be an all-star this year. It wasn't that crazy to say, and I still think that's totally true. The problem is he's playing so great. Keith is having his breakout season finally and getting off to a great start for the first time in his career early on in the year. McGonigal's hit the ground running, and it hasn't mattered because Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, and I'll throw Gleyber Torres in there, simply aren't doing enough. They're not doing enough, Kyle. Well, I think 3 of the 4 of those guys are below the Mendoza line right now. I know average gets a little bit people have their opinions on batting average. Some people think it doesn't matter at all anymore. The older audience that we have probably says it's the most important batting stat. It's how about this, man? Whatever you think about it, just don't be below the Mendoza line. Usually if you're below the Mendoza line, you're not very productive.
Really like that phrase.
I mean, it's you got 3 of their 4 potential heart of the lineup guys not hitting above 200. That's tough. It's really tough. You're not going to win a lot of games if that's the case.
Especially when it's the guys that were the biggest contributors a year ago.
Right, and that's why the Keith, Dingler, McGonigal success hasn't been able to be highlighted because they're not scoring runs, and then they get roped into it when in reality those 3 guys are basically off the hook.
Yeah, outside of Dingler, Torres and Torkelson are your consistent right-handed bats in a heavy left-handed lineup. When both of those guys stink, everyday lineup guys, I mean, that's the biggest thing about this. We didn't know if McGonigal was for sure locked down going to be an everyday guy. Obviously, he has been, and he's proven that he should be. Colt Keith, the same way. Doesn't seem like he's going to be 100% all the time, but maybe 90%.
Which is ridiculous. He should be a 100% guy.
I agree. But guys that are 100% of the timers are Torkelson, Torres, and Green.
And Gleyber.
Yeah, I said Torres.
Oh. I thought you said, okay.
Those guys are 100% there every game, no matter the pitcher, not getting pinch hit for, except for that one time.
And up to this point in the season, they haven't faced a left-handed starter,
which is so crazy still.
Crazy, but Carey should be raking. Carey's stats should be unreal.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything besides those 2 home runs over the weekend.
Which, I mean, that was nice to see. I thought he was it's unfortunate that he got the stomach bug right after that because it felt like he was about to dig himself out of the early season rut.
Yeah, but outside of those 2 hits, those 2 home runs, those 2 plate appearances, it's been bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
Still only has 6 hits on the season.
Still leads the team in strikeouts, despite having 10 less at-bats.
1 at-bat in the last 2 games. Yeah, exactly.
Significantly, he has 3 more strikeouts than Spencer Torkelson. He's 6 more strikeouts than anybody else.
Not as much as Cal Raleigh, though.
It's really not that crazy to think. I was thinking yesterday, before the game started, what are we going to talk about today? And I was genuinely going to do, I think we should do a Dylan Dingler, look at what this cat is doing so far this season. There's an all-star potential.
Cat.
I mean, it wasn't crazy, right?
No, I mean
It's early.
It's early because
But I was going to phrase it in a way where it's like, say something super positive about this Tigers team right now, or something like that.
Right, because everything's been so rough.
Dingler's been fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a golden glove behind the dish. He's awesome with the ABS stuff, and he still is, just because he didn't get that one yesterday.
It's difficult to do the early season all-star stuff because some guys just get off to torching hot starts. Like Shea Langoliers, the Athletics catcher, has 5 homers to start off the season. Like, if we're doing that guy's the starting all-star catcher in the American League.
Correct.
You know, so it's like that's when it gets a little bit tricky, just doing it this early. But yeah, just from a wow, Dylan Dingler had a breakout year last season, clearly showed he's the Tigers catcher of the future. When I don't think it was up in the air, or I don't think it was a solidified, he just is the catcher of the Tigers going forward.
It took one season.
It's like, oh yeah, he is, especially when you have Jose Briseño and Tyrone Lorenzo in the system. Like,
I think both those guys can play first. Hey, Torque, start hitting.
For Dingler to solidify that spot, it means a lot for the Tigers going forward. It also maybe makes some of those guys potentially tradable. But for him to improve on the season already to start off this year based off what he did last year, being a Gold Glover and being a good bat, and now he's elevated his offense, it's definitely a really good sign.
Yeah, Tigers still not really hitting home runs. They have 7 on the year, which doesn't sound like a crazy low number. It's at the bottom of the league, though. I think, it's still early. It's not time to freak out quite yet. But Torkelson, for as much of an all-in season as this is, with Tarek Skubal most likely in his last season, I said this right before the season started. The Tigers aren't waiting around for anybody this year. The train is moving. You're either on it or you're throwing you off. If you're dragging the Tigers behind and you're not carrying your weight, we don't have time to wait around and wait. You know, the Tigers don't have time this season.
Wait around and wait, yeah.
With Torkelson specifically, if he's not going to start hitting home runs at some point,
or Riley Green,
but
Torkelson, he's the one where you could just I've had enough. You know, he is the guy that, because they almost did a year ago.
Look, if Green's not getting home runs, there's going to be a conversation to be had. But it won't be. He's not supposed to be on the team. He's a 2-time All-Star. There's no one to replace him right now. With Torkelson, there's a guy, Jose Briseño, who's allegedly coming in and hitting a lot of bombs. You know, he's got the big-time build. Torkelson, it's the first base position. It's the position that you rely on the most offensively. And he's not really delivering right now.
Yeah.
That could be problematic.
I would take the lack of hits on this team if it meant more home runs. If they're only getting 4 or 5 hits a game, but 2 or 3 of them are home runs, I would be completely fine with it, because in 8 road games this season that the Tigers have played, which is a lot, of their 11, 8 of them have been on the road. You know how many homers they have in those 8 road games?
1. Yeah.
The Dylan Dingler homer on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
They've gone 7 straight road games without a home run. That's ridiculous.
And I get it was cold yesterday.
Who cares?
The day before, but yeah, I'm done with that. I don't care about that anymore. I don't. They don't. They've been.
It was
playing
cold this weekend at Comerica Park.
They've been playing in the Midwest way too long for that to still be an excuse. All of them. Everyone who's come through the system has been playing in the
Twins
Midwest for years.
The Twins had to face Tarek Skubal last night, and they were able to put up enough runs to win the game. Mm-hmm. There is no, the weather stuff is
it's ridiculous.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, I really don't want to hear about that.
Will they have better hitting stats in July compared to April? Yes,
I'd hope so.
That is a thing that happens in baseball for sure, but still, it's not
an excuse to be.
It's not
awful
a reason to be terrible.
April.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame that we can't just highlight Keith and Dingler and McGonigal. And instead, we got to be talking about, why is Torkelson not giving us anything? Why is Riley Green not hit a home run this year? What is wrong with Kerry Carpenter? Glaber's not really providing a whole lot on offense right now, other than drawing a lot of walks. Because if those guys were doing just what they did last year, if they were just mirroring their season that they had last year, hell, man, the Tigers would look like one of the best teams in baseball. It's really not that far-fetched to say.
Yeah, because you've just added an awesome bat in Kevin McGonigal, and Colt Keith is taking a lead.
And Dingler. And they were an above-average offense last year. Congratulations. An above-average offense. You could have been a great one this year. Maybe great. Maybe you never would have been a great. Best case scenario, I think this was a really good offense this season.
Borderline top 10. If you were borderline top 10, that would have been sick.
If you were 8-9
has still
OPS,
been pretty good.
8-9 runs, in terms of your ranking.
Yeah.
That would have been ideal. I would have said this is a legitimate World Series team. You got to be better than what you are right now, though, which is very mediocre.
Are you more mad at Riley Green or Torkelson? Or is there really not an answer? It's just obviously both of them equally.
I think with Green, there is he drew a walk yesterday with the game on the line and 2 outs. But
Great
here's
job.
the thing. Here's the thing. He's drawing a lot more walks. He's being more disciplined. He's not chasing as much. That is a good thing. However, at some point, Riley, we need you to hit some home runs, man. That's what made you special last year. I think there's a balance with him that I think he can figure out at some point.
We talked about this, man.
At some point, there needs to be an aggression with him at the plate. That's what makes you Riley Green. And at some point, but also don't swing at the garbage. Yesterday, he just wasn't being aggressive. Don't swing at the garbage and not be aggressive are two totally different things. I'm not quite mad at that yet. I think he's figuring it out as he goes. Torkelson, I mean, we just need more from him, straight up.
Yeah. I mean, we discussed this with Riley Green in the offseason. If you wanted him to take away some of the approach he had last season, that likely means a reduction in power. Now, there's been a major reduction in power.
Yeah, there has been
without
no power.
Without what? We want to sacrifice 20 batting average points so he could hit 10 less home runs? I'm out on that. I want the guy that hits 35 home runs. I want the guy that hits 40 home runs.
Yeah.
And right now we have 0.
Yeah, the guys who are leading the team in doubles are the guys that you wouldn't think have any power. McGonigal and Keith. And Green and Torkelson both have. I mean, think about it like this. There's only 4 players on this team with multiple extra base hits.
That's crazy.
Actually, that's not true. I'm sorry, that's not true.
Yeah,
because
no.
Parker has
fake stat.
Parker has 2 as well because he has that triple, and Dingler, I guess, gets thrown in here as well because he has the 2 home runs. Still, though,
I guess gets thrown in here. No, yeah, he does get thrown in there.
He does. Yeah, I would say Torkelson. You? Because at least Riley's making plays out in left field.
Oh, man, he's making plays out in left field. I don't think I
he's hitting
care.
the ground.
I don't think I care. I think I'm more mad at Riley Green.
Torkelson has just not been.
Be the star player. You're letting a 21-year-old Kevin McGonigal come in and snatch your chain.
You're not wrong. He has. And it happened quick. We were wondering.
It happened quick.
We were wondering at what point this summer it was going to happen. The flip.
Even
the
at
most
what
popular Tiger. Who was it going to be?
That's what I was going to say.
Literally instantly.
It wasn't even about like the production. It was about what are the fans like? When are the fans going to go with all McGonigal instead of Riley Green? Yeah, right
One
away.
game.
Right
One
away.
game. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mid. If you're looking for workwear that actually works as hard as you two, you got to check out Thomas Trading Post. They've been proudly serving the Tri-County area for over 40 years, and when it comes to your trusted brands and dependable gear, they know their stuff. In fact, they're the largest retailer of Carhartt in the area, which means the selection you want and the quality you expect all in one place. Thomas Trading Post, built for work, built to last.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we've got two traditions to close out every show.
What?
You guys, both of you guys are awful people. Let's do.
No, wait. We got it. We're not even there yet.
We got two things that we do to always close out the show in the last half hour. The first of those is our news. Take it away.
The Mits Morning Catch.
You guys are throwing me off.
I'm confused here, folks. Are we doing the news? Is that what's going on right now?
We're doing the Mitt Morning Catch.
Oh, the news soundtrack is playing right now. Okay, that makes sense.
Go ahead.
We have the two traditions to close the traditions. Got it. Okay, we're back into the news. Hey, Michigan men's basketball, they returned to campus yesterday. Coach Dusty May told a bunch of the fans that were there with the trophy, he said, "This trophy is yours," when they were greeting him at the Chrysler Center. Did you see just all the stuff that was going on in Ann Arbor at the championship? I know we're just a day removed.
40 arrests made.
We haven't even mentioned the Michigan National Championship all day today because we did it for 3 hours yesterday if you want to go listen back to it. But yeah, just so much crazy stuff going on in Ann Arbor. But I think it's all, they should arrest no one. As long as nobody dies, nobody should be arrested. Now, I think you could get hurt.
Well, don't be hurting other people.
Correct.
Couches
It's
were
a
on
national
fire.
championship, dude. You should be allowed to do whatever. It's like the Purge without any deaths.
It's like the Purge without any deaths when you win a
Like
national
just mass
championship.
chaos going on
Does
in the
that
streets.
apply for when pro teams win
Correct.
championships?
Yes.
That does apply.
It does apply.
I'll be acting a fool if the Lions win
That's my
a
take.
Super Bowl. I'm coming into your house. I'm just throwing everything around.
You're doing what?
That's actually a good rule, Kyle. That's a good take. There should be a purge in those city limits of championships.
Yes, do not. But we should come up with a different word than purge because the literal concept of the purge.
What about surge? Sports purge.
The surge? I kind of like the surge, honestly.
Yeah, there's a 24, but I don't think it should be 24 hours. It's basically when the sun comes up.
No, yeah, it's just that night. Like the national championship ended at midnight. Boom, you have the rest of the night until the morning. Let
that
everybody
sun
go
pokes
to
up.
work in the morning. Don't interfere with that. Like the next day should not be affected.
I'm with
But that night, go crazy.
Go nuts.
And it's legal.
Just don't light anything of importance on fire. And don't climb to the top of a fire
You
light
can,
post
just
and don't fall.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
You can do it, but just don't fall. Like,
don't-
as long as you're not being too outrageous that involves harming others or yourself.
Yeah. No flipping
Everything's
cars.
legal.
Please don't flip the cars.
Yeah, but if you want to light the couch on fire and sit on it to get the cool picture,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be arrested for that.
Just have the more and more we talk about this is all sounding terrible. But
yeah, no, it sounds really bad. But I'm just
have you ever
jealous
been
of-
a part of a burning couch?
I've witnessed the burning couch. I have
CMU
never
or
no
Lansing?
in East Lansing. But I have never been involved in that.
My buddy lived where they do it, like where they always do
Really?
the burning couch. Yeah, he was a frat guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got on that guy.
That's all he's got. Okay. Tonight, Tigers Twins at 7:40. If you still are, not subscribed to the Detroit Sportsnet, you're just out on that. It's on FS1 tonight. So if you have like YouTube TV or something, you can
Does
watch
that mean
the
it's
Tigers.
not on it?
It will be on both.
Okay, good.
I double checked.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't like that I'm paying for two different subscriptions.
You like the Detroit Sportsnet?
I love
where
it.
this is going.
It's
I
so
saw this.
good.
You love it.
Benetti, the graphics, the wipes, it's all great information. And I really do believe, maybe this is bias. It's not like I'm watching another local broadcaster all that often. But, man, Benetti and Daniela Bruce and Andy Dirks are such a good trio. It makes baseball so fun. They're so good at bringing non-baseball elements into the broadcast that it just feels like a hangout.
That's
They're
what some
so
people.
good at their
That's what
jobs.
some people dislike about Benetti, just because he is so
162 games,
non-baseball.
man.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
also
gonna be 3
it's
hours
also
of baseball.
Like it's the sport where you're supposed to do that.
Yes.
It's a boring sport. Yeah, I totally agree. I think the broadcast is great. I mean, the reason why the actual stream itself is good is because it's a real product. It's just MLB Network's product punched into all these different markets and teams. So that's why it's good. And it's also, we've been watching the FanDuel Sports Network for some time. So
Yeah, sometimes there's no audio on that network.
right. RB, though, in the YouTube chat says this is subscription cost is pure garbage.
That's not wrong. That's accurate.
Well, especially when
information.
you're only getting to watch the Tigers. You're not watching anything else outside of Tigers games.
Well, good news for you. Sooner rather than later, you can cancel your FanDuel Sports Network one as of this weekend.
Ooh, you're right. This weekend it's here because the Red Wings won't be in the playoffs. And
they'd have
be
to
on
win
TV
4 in a
anyways,
row,
but-
and that seems very unlikely.
Right. I already mentioned that Max Clark was named the Mud Hens Player of the Week, had 5 doubles, a 450 batting average for him in the first week.
I
Pretty
thought you were going to say a
ridiculous
450-foot home run. I was like, good God, man.
No,
Maybe
it's
we
not.
do need to call him up.
Has not hit a home run yet. We did have UConn's Gino Ariemia apologize to Don Staley for the brawl that they got into post-game.
Brawl is misleading.
Yeah, the scuffle, whatever you want to call it.
I
He
don't
finally
even
did
think it
apologize.
was that.
Well, he doubled down in the post-game.
I don't even think it was a scuffle. I think they just, yelled at each other a little bit.
Ariema. I added an extra I.
I see you. I wouldn't have never known.
Of course you wouldn't. Okay, Pistons-Bucks tonight at 7. Ben said he's not watching if Cade doesn't play. Does that make him a real Pistons fan?
Well, if Cade's not playing, I also assume Duran's not playing, and Tobias isn't playing. They've already locked the 1 seed up. They're not trying anymore. Unless Cade comes back, I want to see how he's doing. But,
Right.
what's the incentive for them to try right now? Don't get hurt. That's all that matters.
Injury report currently is the same as it was in the original segment. Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart, both game-time decisions.
Whoa.
Yes.
No back-to-back, right?
No back-to-back. They just go today, Friday, Sunday.
Wait, today's their last home game, isn't it? I bet you they're playing.
Ooh, today is their last home game. You're right.
I bet you they're playing.
Oh, it is the last home game. I didn't even realize that.
Can we take Cade's over right now?
Probably not,
I
right?
wonder if it's really low. I bet they're playing,
If there's
though.
lines for him, though, then that means he probably is playing.
Pause.
Which I would assume that there isn't, because they usually don't put lines out for guys that they don't think are playing. So,
1 moment.
yep, just give him 1 sec.
19.5-point spread tonight, by the way.
19 without Cade? So Duran just is
No,
playing.
there's
They're not-
lines for Cade.
Really?
There's lines for Cade. He's
playing. Wade, I'm
What?
telling you,
Is
bro.
it 7:40?
If
Tigers,
he plays,
Pistons,
it's
same
7.
start?
7 for Detroit tonight.
7:40.
It's 7:40?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's my bad. It says 7 right here on ESPN.
Oh, it says 7:40 on FanDuel.
Anyways, if he plays in these last 3 games, he'll be at 64. And he got injured 5 minutes into that game. That would have been his 65th. That should be enough for an appeal to be on the All-NBA teams if he gets to 64. That would be shocking if he didn't.
Plus 200 to score 20 points.
I see. He's probably not going to play a ton, though, if he does.
How about this? Jalen Duran plus 100 to score 20 points. I guess
Man,
they
he's
probably
just
all
throwing
will
out
not.
lock of the days.
No,
man.
they probably all are not going to play very much, though. Right?
True. Yeah, I don't think they will. But
Wow, there's Cade lines.
that's fun. All right, that's all I got for the news. We have a pretty jam-packed final segment here, so
Yeah, let's get
let's
Johnny
end the
Boy
news.
on here. He's over in West Michigan. We're going to hear from him when we come back. He'll be a part of our 3 traditions and tell us what's going on down in West Michigan. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on the Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
We've got a few traditions to close out every show. We got a special guest joining us to do those. John Vicari's down in West Michigan at LMCU Ballpark. Those are my stomping grounds. And guess what? We've got a Loons game coming up here, a kids game down in West Michigan. So the Loons are going to start here in about 14 minutes or so. John, how's it going?
What's up, Ben? It is your stomping grounds. People up and down are saying, "Where's Ben Bosscher? Where's Ben?" I said, "He's coming Friday. He's coming Friday." But everyone's asking about you down here.
Who
You're a
was
big deal.
asking? Who was saying that?
Oh, the on-field host, Hasty and Wangler. A couple young women. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good atmosphere here. It's actually, I don't know if it is a school kids day. I have to check that. But right now, pretty good crowd that's coming in.
See, well, how can you not tell if it's a school kids
gotta
day?
be
Are
a
there a
school
lot of
kids day.
children around?
There's not like kids in a big group. I don't think
No.
it is. It's just a dollar day. But there's a lot of youngsters, like, infant kids brought to the ballpark, all
See,
bundled up.
I remember Kids Day at the ballpark down at LMCU when I was a kid. And I think it was 6th grade, I think I went. Man, that was when everybody was, you had to go make your moves on your girl because you were away from
Really?
school. Yeah.
What was the move?
Put the arm around her, real nonchalantly.
Right,
Stuff
John's
like
move,
that.
the shoulder move, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
count the
like
shoulders.
Yeah, count the shoulders always works.
What's your preview for today's game? How'd last night's game go for the Loons?
It went pretty good. Great Lakes had another homer. They have 5 through the first 4 games. Second most since 2014. You'd have to go back to 2022 when they had 8 in the first 4 games. But the power early on, especially in the cold weather, is great to see. And the starting pitching, which we talked about being, Brad and I talked about during the weekend being a big catalyst for this team, was last night. Aiton Fuller. He started terribly. He walked actually 3 guys in a row, but then forced a double play to end the inning, got away unscathed, and then retired the next 10. He K'd 8 in the start, and Loons pitching struck out 13. They've got double-digit Ks in all 4 games as well, so all good. And it was not only was it the Whitecaps home opener where they had 4,000 plus last night, but they had a replica ring to the first 2,000 through the door. They unveiled the championship banner. So it was nice for Great Lakes to
get
the win, kind of spoil it.
Yeah, and to see it, get a little taste of it, too. I don't want to steal too much of what you have planned for pregame. I do want you to be a part of our 3 traditions to close out every show, though. The first of those is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
I'm ice cold, John, like the weather in Minnesota the last couple days. I'm going back to Target Center. Is it Target Field or Target Center?
Target Field.
I think it's Target Field, yeah. John, what do you think about this? I've got Riley Green today. He's ice cold right now. Hasn't got a hit in 2 consecutive games. Hasn't homered yet this year. But they're going up against Bailey Ober today. He's got, in his career, 6 for 18 against him with 2 home runs, so a .333 average, plus a double in there as well. So he's gotten the best of them. I'm going Riley Green breaks his slump today. It's 3+ hits, plus runs, plus RBIs at plus 135. What do you think?
It's not bad. I mean, it could all be done on one hit, right?
That's what I'm saying. 1 home run and you
I don't
cash.
mind that. Betting baseball is such a weird proposition, but I don't hate that. Your star should break out, but Kevin McGonigal's the star of this team, so
I couldn't agree more. Kyle.
Yeah, I've been tailing you way too much to tail again today. I don't think this happens. Riley Green blows. I'll fade.
Wow, Riley Green blows.
wow.
See, this is the tough part about Green. People get frustrated with him because he's not delivering like a star. He doesn't stink. Now you're spreading that narrative, Kyle.
I mean, look at his stats, dude.
Okay, he stinks so far
Kyle's
this year.
over
Correct.
him, man. He's over him.
I am. I'm over him. I'm on to the Kevin McGee era.
That's our lock of the day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Next thing we got is the game of the day. Boy, I haven't even looked at this yet. I mean, if Cade's playing, go ahead.
It's the Loons.
Game of the day.
No, I made a rule for myself, John. Day games are not eligible. It's got to be night. It's got to be able to be at least somewhat of a
so
prime
he'll pick
time
the Loons
game.
every other day this week, John, right? When they're
There
the
we
night
go.
games, yeah.
Nothing in the NBA unless we just go with the Cade return. You know what? The Tigers are on national TV tonight. Is there a better baseball game that's on later? Is there a hockey game on, John, today? I'll let you help me out here. Is there a hockey game that's just we have to see this? There's
Nope.
it's playoff implications.
Edmonton
Nope.
San Jose is a good game, but I wouldn't say you need to watch it.
See, Dodgers Blue Jays, that theoretically should be game of the day, but according to my logic, can't do day games. That's a 3:07 start.
Well, this is big for John because he actually has the night to watch this.
Oh, John,
right?
what
So
are you going to do in West Michigan
You have
tonight?
to pick the game of the day for him.
My plan's to watch the new Mario movie, actually.
Okay.
I think I told you guys
That's
that.
the game of the day. Is the Mario movie correct?
There's
John,
a
go
movie
to
theater right near the hotel.
John, go downtown GR. Go to if you're gonna do a movie, go to the downtown Grand Rapids movie theater or go to the
Okay.
Celebration North movie theater. It's the biggest movie theater in the state. Don't go to the one on where you are right now. It's
Okay.
It's not it's an AMC theater. It's not that great.
All right. Text me the Addy. That's where I'll go.
All right. I guess I'll go Athletics Yankees for game of the day today, 7:05.
What?
There you go, game of the day.
Wow.
Game of the day.
A lot of thought into that one.
All right, we don't really have. I guess we're not guessing Collins Open today because we don't have Colin airing today. This is the first ever Ben Bosscher show, I think, where Colin's not being aired right
You're
after.
right. Dang it. Do we guess John's open?
You
Yeah.
want to guess my open?
Yeah, I'm guessing he starts with last night's game.
Yeah. You can't
Ooh.
guess that. It's my turn to go first. No, we probably aren't doing this, right? I will say, though, I got a point yesterday. It's 49-49, so whoever picks up the next point, Ben, it's tied up at 50 apiece, which is pretty fun. But sure, I guess we won't pick today.
Yeah, insider trading too. I already found
John,
out
what
John's
would
opening
you
with.
pick though if you were picking guessing Collins Open?
No, what would John open with? If
Yeah,
he
what
was
are you
Colin?
gonna what are you gonna open with, John?
Oh, me personally? Because if I was Colin, I'm opening with the Rossini Vrabel stuff, right? I mean, that's,
Oh, you're right. He probably
that's definitely
is.
spicy.
He probably is leading with that.
And Rossini's, doesn't work for Fox, so I guess he could do that. For me, yeah, I'm going to open with last night's game. The home run stat, too, I think is really cool, just how great the offensive start has been. And then, afternoon baseball. So, and I am seeing a couple more groups of kids, but I haven't seen, like, a full school, so I don't know. I don't know. I think people just pulling their kids out of school, which, hey, that's awesome. What do you learn in April anyway?
True.
Weather pretty tough.
It's not bad. It's going to get warmer through the day. Like, I'm in a coat up here. It's 38 degrees, but by the time this game ends, we should be in the 50s, which is nice.
There you go. All right, you guys.
Wait,
can
wait.
listen-
We got one more thing to do.
Yep, for sure.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
All right, you guys can listen to John Vicari here. Loons game starting right now.
This is Great Lakes Loons Baseball, your hometown team on your hometown station. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
The first. Wagner swings. Hot shot. That's off the glove of Butterworth. Into left. Wagner. Walk off. Winner. Did Chaddock make it safely into the stew? No? Oh, I was about to say. That'd be terrible. Yeah, you're good.
It's over his head, and the Loons will easily walk this off.
Time.
3-1 pitch. Sirota swings, crushed in the air to right center.